In the quiet moments between dusk and dawn, our familiar world bends and softens. Here, every line on the map, every border and name begins to slip from certainty. Stories emerge of islands charted for centuries, only to vanish in a blink of modern discovery. Others whisper of sacred peaks and forbidden zones that defy technology itself, where compasses spin aimlessly. A hush seems to cloak these hidden regions, as though the earth itself conspires to keep certain secrets tucked away. Are they mere folklore, illusions of ancient cartographers? And should we dismiss them as errors in geography? Or is there a deeper resonance in these muffled corners, these unnamed spaces that resist our attempts to label and control them? Tonight, let us venture into the unknown. Let us peer beyond the silent curtains of official records and glimpse realms that slip through the cracks of modern maps, daring us to remember. Let us embark on a journey into the unknown, where the lines between reality and myth blur and ancient maps whisper secrets long forgotten. Among these whispers lies the enigmatic tale of Sandy Island, an island that enticed explorers with promises of safe haven, only to dissolve into the mists of legend. In the heart of the Coral Sea, Sandy Island appeared mysteriously on nautical charts, a small dot that defied the passage of time. In the age of exploration, when navigators set sail into the great unknown, their maps were an alchemy of myths and reality, a tapestry woven from dreams and discoveries. Sandy Island emerged from this tapestry as a steadfast mark, measured and remeasured, steadfast in its presence. Yet, for all its reliability on the maps, the island itself proved elusive to the seafarers who sought it. As ships traversed the marked coordinates, tales of elusive mirages began to fill the air, feeding the island's growing mythos. To some, Sandy Island was a trick of light, an ethereal shimmer at the horizon's edge, an illusion conjured by the dance of air and water. Yet to others, it whispered of possibilities, of lands that emerge and vanish at their own will. Each sailor who caught a fleeting glimpse of the island added another layer to its legend, a land that danced between the realms of the real and the imagined. In the age of exploration, the blank spaces on maps were vast and inviting, filled with notions of what lay just beyond the horizon. In this era, Sandy Island was more than mere geography. It became an emblem of human curiosity and the boundless power of imagination. Explorers set forth into uncharted waters, driven by dreams of discovery, and maps became canvases for creativity, hope, and even fear. As these intrepid adventurers pushed the boundaries of the known world in search of riches, trade routes, and territories unknown, islands like Sandy Island took root in their imaginations. They existed not because they were seen, but because they needed to be, both as cautionary tales of unseen dangers and as symbols of the daring spirit. The earthly realm of oceans was unpredictable and deceptive, and maps, products of human fallibility and hopeful fancy, served as guides tinged with uncertainty. The story of Sandy Island is a testament to the dedication of cartographers and the limits of their craft. At a time when maps were painstakingly drawn by hand and distances were measured by celestial bodies, the inclusion of Sandy Island marked both diligence and the fallibility inherent in their work. Cartographers wove together legends and truths, striving to encapsulate vast oceans and hidden isles like Sandy within their ink-stained maps. Yet, as ships returned with reports void of evidence, cartographers grappled with reconciling these findings with what their reference maps claimed. These maps were more than mere records. They were time capsules of culture and knowledge, reflecting fears, aspirations, and a human ethos. Sandy Island, steadfast on these maps, represented this convergence of allure and uncertainty. As knowledge and technology advanced, Sandy Island served as a reminder of the uncharted realms that still beckoned in the world. Across the vastness of the sea, mirages have long clouded the vision of sailors and adventurers. Sandy Island became entangled in this optical dance, becoming a subject of folklore. Distant lands that shimmered on the horizon only to fade as ships drew near. These optical illusions extended beyond sailors' tales, casting doubt upon entire voyages. Was Sandy Island merely a reflection refracted by air and sea, an elusive landmark that danced across the water as a trick of the light? At a time before satellite corrections, stories compounded the enigma, until the question of Sandy Island's true nature demanded resolution. Fast forward into the technological age, where satellites and GPS replaced sextants and compasses. Even in this era of precise measurements and electronic eyes, Sandy Island persisted in the minds of geographers and explorers. Yet, as technology soared above the oceans, the monumental mystery of Sandy Island faced scrutiny. Maps continued to proclaim its existence, yet satellite imagery revealed only a blank expanse. This dissonance between perception and reality spurred controversy, leading scholars across disciplines to debate whether Sandy Island belonged on modern maps. Rather than dismissing it as mere fable, this fueled another expedition. A journey not just to a location, but into the heart of empiricism itself. In 2012, the Australian research vessel RV Southern Surveyor sailed to the coordinates of Sandy Island, the expedition charged with gathering scientific truth. As the vessel approached, anticipation ran high. The mysteries of Sandy Island seemed within reach. Yet, upon arrival, the crew was greeted only by the open sea. No sandy shores emerged from the depths, shrouding the island further in mystery. The architectural geography of Sandy Island had been debunked, closing a chapter in the history of cartographic exploration. Yet from this revelation emerged questions anew. How had such an error persisted across centuries? And why had Sandy Island remained on maps despite rigorous documentation? Sandy Island was not just a resolved mystery, it was a contemporary elegy to the fantasies of cartographers past. To contemplate Sandy Island is to dwell in the fluid nature of reality and perception. Within the vast theater of the unknown, Sandy Island stands as a testament to the human spirit striving to grasp the ephemeral. It is a tale not merely of existence or non-existence, but of shared consciousness and transcendent realities. As a reflection of exploration itself, it mirrors human triumphs, myths, and the enduring enigma. Each island, each coast, marks a hypothesis awaiting proof, stretching human consciousness beyond what is visible. Sandy Island cautions against the seduction of illusion, enticing explorers with promises of the unseen, blending visible and invisible worlds. It serves as a metaphor for discovery's dual nature, the joy of finding and the humility of facing the unknown. The tale of Sandy Island speaks to the fragility of knowledge and the inevitability of its revision. Through exploration and technology, we confront cognitive dissonance between the known and the apparent, challenging assumptions rooted in historical context. Sandy Island's disappearance into nothingness urges us to continuously re-evaluate accepted facts, fostering resilience and adaptability in our narratives. To perceive and be proven wrong is no failure. It is the maturity of comprehension, acknowledging that an artifact of the mind, such as Sandy Island, can vanish, but inspire the exploration of new potential truths. This lies at the heart of exploration, to embrace the void and marvel at the boundless potential for revelation. As Sandy Island vanishes from maps, it invites reflection on the allure of such geographical phantoms. These islands of the imagination, speculative dreams, and cartographic fictions breathe life into the dialogues of explorers and scholars. Phantom islands like Sandy hold powerful metaphorical weight, illustrating how imagination can illuminate or obscure reality. Born from error or invention, these islands sketch out discourses for scholars and storytellers, showing that what remains uncharted captivates with magnetic charm. Unraveling these imaginary lands highlights humanity's changing mental landscapes through time. Sandy Island's tale invites a discourse on perception in exploration, where realisms on maps are visible only to those daring to look beyond empiricism. Just as satellites discerned the truth of Sandy Island, new methodologies allow us to expand understanding of ancient maps. Historical mapping reflects evolving worldviews, fostering dialogue around method and ideology in cartographical art. This imaginary island symbolizes the shifting lens through which humanity envisions its terrestrial limits, an ever-adjusting eyeglass revealing the nature of reality. Unraveling these misconceptions, Sandy Island's enduring legacy coaxes us to explore further and question deeper, leaping into the ethereal unknown driven by creativity and intellect. The elusive nature of Sandy Island highlights the intertwined nature of cartography and imagination. Once a firm illustration on old parchment, Sandy Island becomes a study of belief in mythic geographies, where misrepresentations cross cultural contexts. The island provokes curiosity, showing that as mythical lands transcend eras, fiction finds space on scientific pages. As imaginary lands call to us, Sandy Island's vanishing weaves an evolving narrative, where fiction touches truth and fact reveals its own mirage. It is a bridge between what we know, what we dream, and what lies forever just beyond, inviting examinations of history and deception, revelation, and the fluidity of recognized geography. Philosophically, Sandy Island's case calls for a recalibration of reality. By dismissing its presence from maps, humanity admits fallibility in merging historical accounts with mythic fantasies. Stripping the island from charts goes beyond physical erasure. It acknowledges progression toward knowledge and mystery, yet unsolved. Erasing a myth like Sandy Island becomes an alchemical exercise, transforming perception into intellect's transcendence. Engaging with historical missteps fosters wisdom and adaptability, encouraging future exploration mindful of storytelling's power to surpass reality. Sandy Island illustrates maps as evolving documents, living reflections of the societies that craft them. The reverberations of the island's disappearance linger, shaping cultural consciousness and epistemological direction. Maps must eventually be remade, informed by present moments, and at times stripped of inaccuracies. Modern cartography dances a line between fiction and reality, where mediums of myth and perception confront hard-won truths. As maps breathe with time's essence, Sandy Island challenges explorers to appreciate their narratives, fueled by the potential to tell stories through geographies. Sandy Island lingers on the edge of memory, leaving unanswered questions that echo across disciplines. How did it endure as an illusion, and what space exists for other misconceptions among our records? By disentangling spatial mythos, Sandy Island opens landscapes attached to questions, expanding speculation's potential and embracing exploration's inherent enigma. Carved into scholarly dialogues and tales across domains, this hidden terrain engages explorers and dreamers, a timeless emblem of voyages into imagination. Sandy Island may have vanished, but the questing heart holds space for further inquiry, enriched by human curiosity and the prospect of endless discovery. As an emblem of intertwined knowledge and mystery, Sandy Island's vanishing is paradoxically its legacy. This enigma continues to ignite the imagination of the curious, threading unanswered questions through time, nourishing the ever-questing mind. As it unravels from cartographic history, Sandy Island weaves into human introspection's fabric. Our shared legacy draws courage to challenge, adapt, innovate, and pen anew the exploration's narrative. Beyond a map's mere dot, Sandy Island promises mysteries yet whispered, binding us to a continuum of discovery where the imagination is confronted by knowledge's labyrinth. As we depart from Sandy's ephemeral shores towards new horizons, the journey carries on as it began, born of curiosity and a yearning to know. Sandy Island, both promised and vanished, continues to inspire and ignite dreams. Its tale beckons us back into the uncharted, where the next mystery awaits illumination, echoing through time to today's wanderers. With promises unending, we journey through hidden maps and whispered realms, held by the truth hiding just beyond. As tales of phantom lands fade, new realms beckon exploration. With Sandy in mind, we navigate forward, entranced by the unknown, where maps, myth, and human spirit intertwine uninterrupted. In the chasms between the known and the enigmatic, where technology confronts the time-worn whispers of the Earth, there lies a series of places known to defy our modern instruments of navigation. These zones, though staggeringly few in the minds of many, present a profound tapestry of mystery and intrigue. The Global Positioning System, or GPS as it is commonly known, serves as our invisible guide, heralding precision from a constellation of satellites above our heads. It intricately weaves the fabric of our everyday lives, charting routes, connecting places, and binding our reality into a cohesive whole. But even this marvel of modernity falters when faced with certain pockets of the world, where its beacon flickers, fails, or vanishes entirely. Such are the zones where technology bows to the mysterious rhythms of nature. In the heart of one of the most famously treacherous regions, the Bermuda Triangle, a space that spans a loosely defined area in the North Atlantic Ocean, the enigma looms heavily. It is a place where ships vanish, planes plummet, and GPS systems often betray their loyal servants. Mariners and aviators have long been beguiled by the inexplicable, losing themselves amidst this aquatic labyrinth's whispers and shadows. Though some aim to calm their spirits with explanations that nod towards the natural, perhaps magnetic anomalies or treacherous weather patterns, there is an ever-present tension. It is as though the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to realities encrypted and unknown, mirroring our ceaseless quest to decode its whispered lore. Are these disruptions mere mechanical failures, fleeting in nature? Or do they resonate with deeper frequencies woven into the fabric of our planet, whispers from an undercurrent of understanding yet to be reached? In the desert-ridden expanse marked by the Nevada Triangle, another mysterious realm emerges, stretching across the lands cradled by the mountainous chains of Nevada, California, and Arizona. Here, amidst isolated deserts and soaring peaks, aircraft inexplicably veer off course, enticed into a spatial invisibility within an age-prizing transparency. The geographic intersection of the Sierra Nevada and the Great Basin seeds a magnetic energy that confounds both instrument and intuition. Speculation swirls, reaching into realms where extraterrestrial forces and geological peculiarities weave tales of unsettling truths or perhaps myths. Among the myths, whispers emerge of realms unstable and quantum, hints at the limits of our temporal constructs. Silent yet profound, the Nevada Triangle invites both skeptic and believer on a contemplative journey along boundaries sketched but unseen, where GPS signals yield to streams intangible. Further south, the Earth's energies flow freely beneath the flamboyant glow of Sedona, Arizona's red rocks. Here lie invisible threads claimed to be vortex energies, conduits of the Earth's spiritual and navigational prowess. Nestled within these majestic canyons, GPS often plays tricks, adding to the lore and mystique that enthrall visitors and locals alike. Tales of erratic signal shifts abound, whispered stories of mystical vortex zones that warp both time and location. These aren't just places on a map. They are gateways prized for inner and outer revelation, challenges to the modern and the tangible. The tranquil waters of the Indian Ocean, deceptively serene, harbor yet more secrecy. Underneath the crystalline blue, geomagnetic irregularities cause chaos for naval navigators, leading to disruptions proportionate in mystery. This area, steeped in the whispers of history, has long been a tapestry woven from the tales of explorers, their stories marking paths across ancient routes unknown. Here, the very essence of technology bows before the unseen forces of the Earth, where coordinates shift and flicker like mirages at sea's horizon. As history channels through the ocean's song, questions linger and echo tales of lost ships and islands that refuse to remain. Hidden deeper within the unforgiving landscapes of Mexico's Chihuahuan Desert is the infamous Zone of Silence. A landscape rich in silence, this area mystifies with muted transmissions and disobedient compasses. They say radios drop silent, GPS falters without cause, luring curious minds into contemplation of scientific and esoteric phenomena. Geomagnetic pulses thrive here, reminiscent of ancient rituals synchronized with celestial whispers. The Zone of Silence sits resolute, bridging the Earth with mysteries extending cosmic beyond. In the Arctic's high latitudes, where ice meets the edge of emptiness, GPS signals falter. Within the embrace of mesmerizing auroras painting the sky, Earth's magnetic field lines converge. It transforms this region into a narrative echoing nature's steady grip over man-made ambition. Arctic explorers peer beyond chilling grit, where days seem consumed by worldly silence, as magnetic phenomena dance with ancient seafarers' spectral guides above. Cornwall's coast harbors yet another mystery, within the Triangle of St. Mary's. This coastal region brims with tales of compasses spinning wildly and GPS signals lost to the whispering expanse. This place, known also as the Cornish-Bermuda Triangle, bids one to listen to the stories and echoes of past navigators' fear. An ethereal fog envelops air and sea, influencing reality and rendering electronics vulnerable to its surreal embrace. The fog's ancient narrative blends science with the elegance of an intangible, animated realm, evoking wonder within the spirit of science and folklore alike. In a distance, connecting to Japan lies the haunting Dragon's Triangle. Known locally as Mano Umi, it parallels the mysteries of Bermuda in resonant amplitude. Here, it is said that compasses yield, vessels vanish, and GPS communications dance to the tune of unseen motions and legend. The echoes of sea and sky unfold into stories of underwater palaces whispered by currents and specters of the deep. Seismic serenity cloaks their surface, while ancestral spirits rise in timeless defiance of contemporary explanations. This zone stands as an example of the universe's duality. a balance found only where science meets the world's ethereal secrets. The dragon's ethereal shadow stretches through the chilling narrative of the Devil's Sea. Here, legend flows beneath scientific waters, inviting studies to harmonize with the cosmic allure. Navigators, charting these waters, voice memories of instruments ensnared by distant pulls, forces still shadowed. The echoes of Hyotsuka's expedition, engulfed in 1952 by the wilderness of waves, signal a domain where storytelling embraces the emotive harmony of technological exploration. Dancing within the breadth of the North Atlantic is an anomaly that haunts navigation across these waters. It stirs seasoned sailors and seekers alike into reflection of the oceanic symphony beneath. Straddling the vast ocean, strange vortices confound precision, luring perception toward the unseen realm, where ships and magnetic tales of unguarded histories lie. Entrusted secrets linger, suspending belief in the technologies reliant on delicate symbiosis with the Earth's magnetic temperament. On Australian soil, steeped in arid exclusivity, the magnetic maze of the Woomera prohibited area sings of fallibility. This place, restricted yet open to tales of technological frustration mingled with geological rhythm, prompts narratives of precision thwarted by forces unyielding. Known for historical militarization, now overtaken by threads of electromagnetic spirits, Woomera exposes the dichotomy of the technological concert paired with Earth's ineffable power and resonance. The enigmatic deviance of the South Atlantic anomaly, nestled near Brazil and Argentina, breathes life into the celestial canopy beneath our devices. Here, satellites encounter cosmic interference, imbuing atmospheres with bewilderment and movement. Subtle overtones of celestial choreography play below, and of celestial workings that fuel boundless curiosity with ever-present tempo, waxing from old tales resonating against the silent space of eternity. Across the world's canvas lie magnetic hills, stimulating intrigue through optics that mislead and skew instrumentation. Vehicles appear to defy gravity, while phenomena throw perception into chaos. Mystics attribute this gravity's dance to the arching rhythm of ley lines or surging geomagnetic harmonics. Teasing the wisdom of old with echoes of science, these phenomena frame reality into portals of perception with each shift of the Earth's tender embrace. Echoes of this dance ripple through the Anatolian Peninsula, a bridge among continents shrouded in ancient memory. Tectonic vibrancy weaves in with GPS dissonance, enhancing an intersection of myth and science. Disturbances arise from these earthly phases, reminiscent of wisdom sweeping alongside classical conquest. Here, technology can only marvel at the symphony in history and Earth's convergence. Turning northward to Alaska, the landscape so rich with wilderness never relinquishes its mystery, enveloping the reputed Alaskan Triangle. A realm where technology gives way to rugged terrain, this triangle asserts a narrative echoing lost travelers and wandering instruments, tenderly binding science with nature's untold stories. In this terrain, technology, feeling the force of the wild, becomes as aimless as the expanse, tracing paths ever appeared. Within the unfathomable depths of the Devil's Sea, a realm teetering on legend's precipice breathes alive. Its closeness to tales of the Dragon's Triangle enhances the narrative which consistently embroiders past and present concerns. From tides behaving oddly to tales of mysteriously lost vessels, the zone echoes chords of human wonder and challenge across pathways that seem interwoven, calling out in resounding whispers. Over the landscape of Bahia's tranquil zone, the energy unfolds like Brazil's South Atlantic. Known as Brazil's own Bermuda, Within its regular embrace lies a dance that beckons the hesitation of technology and humanity alike. Irregular terrains embrace stories confounding modern utopia and communications across regions known and unexplored, gently invoking equilibrium within Bahia's poetic cadence. Much like poetry itself, Taos stands on the brink of story and silence, luring seekers with the hum to its veiled tales. Taos terrain folds its many legends and technological anomalies within itself, adding new dimensions to its audio mystery. This sound emerges, resonating through shadowed realms, turning curiosity into ongoing echoes, all leaving souls bound to listen, lingering on whispers, readying open hearts to understand them more. Beneath the Pacific's spacious sky, null zones emerge as nonchalant anomalies, sparking interests across oceanic energy. Reports hint at an interconnected dance playing across space and time, eternally questioning ideals of interconnectedness. Thus, harmonic balance strives to unveil time's infinite mysteries, arising from tides long remembered, islanded amidst shimmering waters. At the ancient heights of Machu Picchu, a resonance holds an enigmatic vibration, perhaps known only to seasoned hearts. Resplendent atop terraces, energy unseen yet felt draws spirit, art, and scientific pursuit into an interconnected unity. By tuning pathways in the dance, stories draw nature's resonance and technology into an intertwining melody. The allure of Machu Picchu's sacred discourse ensnares passers-by, uniting epochs of wonder, wander, and knowledge untouched. Along Peru's Nazca lines sprawls an endless array of enigmatic designs shaping themselves from Earth onto time. A landscape brimming with elegance, geoglyphs and star maps transcending GPS accuracies turn to mystery untold. Here, the world listens to the symphony of art, assessing presence amidst cosmic whispers as modern understanding struggles to keep pace. These lines sculpt invisible conduits into earthbound ancientness, transforming times of silence into illuminations, forever echoing through an endless quest for the truth we seek. In the quiet hours of the night, where the whispers of the sea mingle with the murmur of the wind, one can almost hear the distant echo of High Brazil's legend. This name, High Brazil, conjures visions of mist-laden shores and otherworldly realms, a mysterious isle rumored to emerge from the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Charted on maps as far back as the 14th century, High Brazil has perennially danced between the realms of myth and reality, tantalizing the imaginations of explorers and dreamers alike. Some have described it as a utopian haven, visible to the fortunate few every 7 years before vanishing once more into the ocean's embrace, shrouded in the ephemeral mystery that has fueled human curiosity across generations. Yet, despite countless quests intended to uncover its secrets, High Brazil has remained as elusive as a dream upon waking. Historical maps mark its presence, juxtaposed against contemporary skepticism that questions its very existence. As we delve deeper into this enigmatic tale, we wonder if High Brazil is a fanciful error of cartographers long past or an ethereal realm, reserved for the narratives of legend and the dreams of those who yearn for worlds beyond our own. Our story begins with the earliest whispers of High Brazil, originating from navigators who claimed to have glimpsed its shifting coastline. Each account varied in detail. Some told of a verdant paradise bathed in a golden glow, while others described an ethereal refuge wrapped in an impenetrable mist. From the 14th through the 16th centuries, maps frequently depicted High Brazil just off the western coast of Ireland, a testament to its standing as a place both fantastical yet convincingly tangible. These tales breathed life into the mystery, painting High Brazil with an air of the unattainable, a place caught in the liminal space between known territories and the unexplored. This continuous depiction of High Brazil is not mere fancy, but likely a blend of genuine sightings and mythologized reports, engendered by the seafaring adventures of old. As mariners ventured through the unfamiliar seas, they relied heavily on hearsay, weaving High Brazil into their tapestry of discoveries, both real and imagined. The island thus became a symbol, a siren call of the sea's secrets, beckoning explorers eager to bridge the gap between the corporeal and the mysterious. Among the most beguiling aspects of High Brazil is the legend of its cyclical appearance. Whispered tales suggest the island reveals itself every 7 years, only to disappear again from sight, heightening its mystical allure. This transient display evokes the image of a realm not wholly tethered to our reality, perceptible only to those favored by fate and fortune. Such folklore resonates with myths of otherworldly lands, where time and space morph, allowing only sporadic interaction with the earthly plane. High Brazil's depiction as a utopia, untouched by time's decay, enhances its enchanted narrative, positioning it as a geographical enigma and a reservoir of metaphysical intrigue. This 7-year cycle is a tantalizing puzzle, drawing those with spiritual curiosity, dreamers, and skeptics alike, prompting reflection on the nature of existence and the thin veils that separate us from realms unfathomable, whether born from metaphorical musings or truths obscured by the sands of time. Sailors and seekers of this mythical land often attributed sightings to peculiar optical phenomena, driven by the shifting dance of weather and light across the horizon. Such illusions, birthed from atmospheric anomalies, effortlessly blur the line between objective perception and the ethereal scenes conjured by one's subconscious. It is in these moments of visual confusion where High Brazil seems to drift into view, a mirage woven from the sea's billowing fabric. Optical distortions arise from natural phenomena, such as the Fata Morgana, a shimmering mirage resulting from layered air inversions over the water, which transforms distant land into towering phantoms on the horizon. Under the right conditions, one might envision High Brazil materializing before them, its ghostly outline lending just enough credence to fuel the legends. These beguiling spectacles tantalize our senses, compelling us to question how perception constructs the reality we inhabit and blurs the borders of our understanding. Comparisons with other legendary isles, such as Atlantis and Shangri-La, underscore a universal human longing for places lost to memory, yet persistent in myth. These tales satiate our hidden yearning for discovery, positing a world where tragedy paves the way for rebirth and seclusion offers a path to renewal. Unlike these narratives, High Brazil uniquely beckons through its promise of periodic emergence, inviting speculation about the truths its shores might conceal. Does it hold the keys to understanding life's eternal mysteries, locked away in forgotten chapters of consciousness? Such narratives reach across cultures, reflecting desires to transcend the ordinary world and discover realms where time's tyrannies lapse. Whilst Atlantis captivates with its cataclysmic fall and Shangri-La cloisters within its idyllic mountainscape, High Brazil offers the allure of cyclic visibility. It whispers of hidden wisdom lying dormant beneath the surface, waiting for those intrepid enough to seek illumination in its veiled presence. Close to the heart of Celtic mythology, High Brazil may indeed find its soul. Its frequent appearances on British and Irish maps suggest a connection, beckoning parallels with tales of paradisiacal isles like Tir Nanog, the land of youth, portrayed as places where time stands still and youth persists unyieldingly. This cultural layering enriches Hy-Brasil's narrative with resonance, inviting interpretations that blend myth and historical curiosity. Seen through a Celtic lens, Hy-Brasil transcends its geographical origin, becoming a potent emblem of the dance between spirit and cosmos. Temporal and spatial limits dissolve under its mythic gaze, evoking the essential Celtic belief in worlds where magical and mundane coexist seamlessly. Within this framework, Hy-Brasil transforms into an echo of the sacred, offering an open invitation to ponder how myth and reality coalesce, guided by the spirit of exploration. Throughout the ages, adventurers have sought Hy-Brasil, chasing the promise of Edenic splendor and secret bounty. These quests arose not only from dreamers, but from seasoned navigators and academics, intent on unraveling the island's concealed tapestry. Each journey returned with stories that enkindled the legend further, nurturing the hope of explorers, yet leaving them with a whispered mystery that evades comprehension. These voyages illustrate the restless human spirit, driven to unveil the hidden facets of our world. The enduring allure of Hy-Brasil compelled explorers to venture beyond known borders, sparking their imaginations and embodying the possibility that treasures lie beyond what the eye can perceive. Whether motivated by yearning for cartographic acclaim or spiritual profundity, these journeys reflect our perpetual quest for enlightenment, striving to touch the intangible, an odyssey into realms unseen. When poised against scientific scrutiny, the fable of Hy-Brasil transforms under the lens of historical and geographical inquiries. Scholars dissect the island's persistent cartographic representation, seeking to untangle where the threads of mythology entwine with supposed sightings. This academic pursuit distinguishes between verifiable facts and speculative narratives, aiming to distill centuries-old tales into discernible truths, guarding time-honored mysteries. Many scholars suggest that historical misinterpretations of existing land masses or geographical mirages contributed to Hy-Brasil's legacy, with contemporary map corrections reflecting the evolving grasp of global features. Though scientific rigor lends clarity, these endeavors may never fully dispel the enchantment. Often, the quest to reconcile fact with imagination illuminates the reality. Certain mysteries are better contemplated than confined by empirical determinations. In modern times, the mystique of Hy-Brasil endures through literature, art, and digital media, weaving its myth into the fabric of cultural consciousness. Featured in novels, films, and music, the enigmatic island remains a compelling touchstone for creators who reanimate its mythic quality. By portraying Hy-Brasil as a sanctuary, a reflection, or a cosmic enigma, storytellers exert the allure of uncharted realms, ensuring its legend lives on. These present-day depictions perpetuate Hy-Brasil's enduring legends and demonstrate the potency of myth and imagination in shaping the human ethos. As beneficiaries of collective narratives, we reinterpret old myths amidst evolving contexts, emphasizing how the interplay of mystery and storytelling mold our cultural identity. As Hy-Brasil lingers in popular imagination, it charts the boundless plains of reverie and myth, guiding contemporary seekers to traverse conceptual horizons. Beyond the bounds of observable reality, contouring the fringes of scientific discourse, some propose that Hy-Brasil may exist as a fragment of a parallel universe or alternate dimension. This provocative hypothesis pivots into the realm of metaphysics, where contemporary theories broach the existence of multiverses and hidden domains. Such conjecture emboldens ponderings on the edges of science and ethos, prompting reflection on the true nature of existence. Speculating on High Brazil as a parallel plane invites us to contemplate mysteries beyond empirical perception, positing that the island's tales are more than mere fantasy. They are echoes from realities untouched by prevailing scientific methodologies. This exploration of metaphysical boundaries suggests High Brazil is an allegory, provoking states beyond conscious reach, a realm inviting us to question continually what lies on the other side of truth's veil. High Brazil epitomizes the archetype of lost worlds, embedded deeply within the human psyche. This narrative offers escape and harmony from worldly chaos, a vision of exalted realms transcending the confines of everyday life. High Brazil encapsulates this timeless quest for meaning, an enduring key to awakening within our collective unconsciousness. Carl Jung's archetypal concept holds a mirror up to High Brazil, presenting it as a reminder of universal truths traversing epochs and cultures. This symbolic discourse affirms why lost world tales endure. They are powerful conduits for introspective inquiries, prompting us toward the elusive internal realms, secreted away in the human experience's depths. As layers of myth entwine with strands of fact, the saga of High Brazil beckons inquisitive minds to sift through its fabled looms and discern kernels of reality woven within. Chronicling its mythic evolution highlights how stories transcend their origins, steadfastly preserving a resonance of truth amid embellishment. Historical studies diligently deconstruct these narratives, dissecting maps and first-hand accounts to piece together High Brazil's storied mosaic. This scholarly endeavor underscores the challenge of decoding historical mythologies, exemplifying how the weave of legend overlays empirical inquiries. Disentangling High Brazil's illustrious history parallels the broader struggle of reconciling myth with advancing understanding, unveiling the enigmatic junction where fantasy meets factual integrity, beckoning continuous exploration. At its core, High Brazil's tale stretches beyond the island with its spiritual ramifications, challenging us to ponder unseen dimensions beyond empirical boundaries. This fictional isle beckons with contemplation over realms eluding sensory perception, urging deep inquiry into where myth gently merges with certainty, whispered truths concealed amidst the tangible. For spiritual explorers, High Brazil's legend becomes a mirror reflecting the human desire to peer through veils that disguise hidden wisdom. The island's cyclical emergence invites profound reflection on mysteries unsolved, suggesting that harmony balances humanity's quest for spiritual understanding against the vast uncertainties pervading our cosmic reality. High Brazil intertwines as a lens to guide the search, a map for those yearning to traverse the unseen territories within and beyond. Though meticulously crafted maps once attempted to capture High Brazil, the intricately etched chronicles of cartography reveal the mysterious arc between knowledge, conjecture, and imagination. The island's ubiquitous depiction on medieval charts, devoid of concrete proof, highlights the evolving artistry of map-making amidst explorations reaching uncharted terrains. Through this lens, High Brazil symbolizes broader cartographic musings that blend the viewer's imagination with newfound landscapes unveiled. Its presence on historical maps illustrates how narratives mature, manifesting the fluid discourse between observed reality and speculative wonder, challenging definitions between what land endures in physical space and fertile minds. Amid measured progress, contemporary researchers labored to rationalize High Brazil's mythic standing, hypothesizing realistic natural explanations as substitutes for misunderstood or fictional depictions. These practical musings satisfy the longing for absolute truth amid enchanting stories. Nevertheless, honoring rational pursuit alongside the entrenched allure of myth affirms their valid coexistence, a bridge connecting grounded inquiry with the imaginative expanses mysticism offers. Straddling both realms acknowledges that rational clarity enhances understanding, but myth imbues it with experiential richness. As mystical High Brazil seduces through parallel lines with imaginative contours, intellectual seekers engage with literary interpretations that invite contemplation. Authors, poets, and artists harness its mystique, crafting narratives interwoven with whimsy and reflection. High Brazil delves beyond mere map markings, navigating moments where creativity enriches introspection. Just as ancient charts mapped High Brazil from perceived shores to the heart's expanse, writers explore mental vistas within its embrace. Transforming into a haven of intuitive discernment, the island inspires contemplative journeys, fostering personal growth rooted in its mysterious isolation and the realm of possibility it represents. High Brazil's allure persists through its isolation, rooted in themes of transcendence and introspection, enticing reflections on context beyond current existence. Islands of enchantment like High Brazil fascinate through their detachment from worldly connections, provoking dreamers to escape mundane burdens. In solitude's embrace, High Brazil embodies both separation and integration, unlocking secrets residing within both the visible spectrum and more private spaces of the soul. Its magnetism reiterates that such remote sanctuaries kindle deeper understanding and self-awareness, quietly illuminating untread trails awaiting exploration. High Brazil's myth rests alongside other beguiling occulted islands veiled from reality, compelling souls to seek sacred verities across narratives like Arthurian Avalon and Homeric Ogygia. Cultural mythologies interweave these lands, joining a collective tapestry spun with mystery and memory, illuminating humanity's ceaseless spiritual yearnings. Within this imaginative interplay, High Brazil emerges as part of a universal mythical tradition, guiding spirits toward embracing shared values and connections effused through evolving narratives. These stories reveal how humanity's spiritual odyssey and quest for transcendent meaning forge bonds between dissimilar experiences and cultures. Today, High Brazil remains both a subject of fascination for collectors of mystery among advancing science and a retreat for idealistic dreamers as investigators pursue the enigma of its existence. Excavating old maps, scanning satellite data, or engaging through creative literature, High Brazil instigates inquiries driven by discovery's spark. Amid these motivated pursuits, the island's essence highlights our profound susceptibility to intrigue, a neurologically rooted, timeless ambition interwoven into our collective drive for exploration. High Brazil's enigma, hovering over the horizon, invokes our inner muse and curiosity, guiding eager minds toward uncharted insights. In the timeless dance of imagination, High Brazil sails confidently through realms of dream and vision, invitations extending from conscious reality to the greater metaphysical stage. Dreams and visualizations shape its narrative, elaborating paths from observation's confines to enchanted domains alive through emblematic reflection. Embracing High Brazil as a visionary sojourn reconciles fact with fantastical insight, refining the mind's cognitive cartography. Through interpreting High Brazil's riddle via exploration of dreaming realms, one transcends mundane perception, traversing the kaleidoscopic corridors of imagination, blooming amidst temporal constraints and empirical realities. High Brazil remains intertwined among the annals of lost mappings, like countless islands representing vanished frontiers suspended on the fringes of viable exploration. Within the theater of historical cartography, High Brazil defies certainties, prompting philosophical discourse about map-making's dual role as terrestrial agenda and inner journey. In the tapestry of unexplored kingdoms, High Brazil continues to embody a vision where human introspection, captured by external inquiry, reflects unseeable yet inspirational quests for comprehensive awareness and internal growth. Maps no longer just chart territories, but dare to navigate dreams and human aspirations. Despite studies unraveling myths and observations testing legends, High Brazil endures beyond certainty, a shimmering specter that insists on reverence and marvel. Whether viewed as chimerical beauty or quantum reverberation, it persists through narratives where conscious dreaming frames situational resonance. High Brazil, with its challenge to certainty and invitation to probe, encapsulates our enduring yearning to traverse new realities. Letting the island's myths guide our reflections transforms unexplored dimensions into invitations for overcoming accepted narratives and embracing imagination, because within life's currents lies boundless mystery, not solution. An ode for engaging in humanity's grand quest upon High Brazil's distant legends and timeless tales. Antarctica, the southernmost tip of our planet, is an enigma wrapped in layers of ice and time. This vast, frozen continent has long been a canvas of the unknown, a realm where nature's formidable landscapes conspire to repel and mystify the curious. It is not merely a simple expanse of ice and snow, it is a place where myths intertwine with scientific curiosity. Explore its icy vastness, and you will find tales of surreptitiously altered maps, blurred satellite images, and redacted features that hint at hidden wonders and unsolved mysteries, waiting silently under the relentless cover of ice. The intrigue begins with the ancient maps that once imagined a terra australis incognita, a hidden land somewhere in the southern seas. Over the centuries, these maps have evolved, yet much about this frozen wilderness remains uncharted by human footprints. They whisper of concealed geographic wonders and unexplained phenomena. Some suggest that under the ice, there might be remnants of bygone civilizations, preserved for millennia, or technologies lost to time. Others even conjecture that non-human entities might have claimed a sanctuary in this remote labyrinth of ice. The truth remains elusive, a whisper carried by the cold winds that sweep across Antarctica's icy plains. As we probe deeper into these geographic enigmas, we enter a domain of speculation, where the imagination reigns supreme. The icy continent's enigmatic nature extends beyond its unexplored interior. It reaches into the realm of modern technology. Speak of satellite imagery, and a curious pattern emerges. Inexplicable blurs and distortions blemish the digital images of Antarctica. Abrupt swaths of pixelated snow, regions deliberately obfuscated. These anomalies capture the eye and provoke the mind. While the official explanations often point to technical glitches or protective measures against the sun's glare, the allure of a deeper mystery persists. Could it be that these obscured regions harbor secrets too consequential to be revealed to the world? For those with curious minds, these distortions on global maps may hint at a deliberate effort to conceal critical features from view, mundane or otherwise. These obscured spaces might hold the keys to narratives untold, touching on historical, geopolitical, or even extraterrestrial conjectures. Official narratives lean on technological limitations, yet the persistent skeptic wonders what deeper motivations lie beneath this sustained concealment, wondering what or who orchestrates this quiet, vanishing act. Journey beyond the towering ice shelves and into Antarctica's hidden heart. And there, it is whispered, lie hills and mountain ranges absent from public records. This discrepancy between what's known against what's documented provokes questions that challenge the very fabric of cartographic practice. It provokes contemplation on why this knowledge is compartmentalized and who might benefit from keeping us unaware. What else might these mountains be concealing, and who or what purpose is served by their omission? Let your imagination wander towards the realms of lost civilizations. Speculative voices suggest that under the weighty blankets of ice might rest the remains of cities, perhaps even entire societies, long forgotten by time, but not by myth. Could Atlantis, once thriving in ocean warmth, be preserved within imperial ice? These suggestions might appear far-fetched, defying mainstream archaeological discourse. Still, incremental discoveries, through ice cores and fossil findings, stimulate the imagination, hinting that perhaps these stories are not mere figments, but forgotten chapters of human existence. Such possibilities compel us to reconsider the very narrative of human evolution and wonder what remains hidden, waiting to rewrite the story of our past. Scientific expeditions to this frozen canvas are among the most arduous of human pursuits, straddling the precipice of knowledge and the unknown. These missions are tasked with unraveling the mysteries entombed in ice, yet many regions remain protected, shrouded in secrecy by impracticality and policy. Such restrictions kindle the flames of speculation and curiosity, inviting questions about what veiled forces might lurk beneath these scientific frontiers. Why do certain areas remain terra incognita, quarantined from prying eyes? While some restrictions are the outcome of ecological protection, others appear enigmatic, deflecting inquiries without satiating curiosity. In a digital age characterized by shrinking anonymity, rumors of cloaked military installations or secretive scientific outposts within Antarctica persist. If true, such sites might provide ideal locations for clandestine research away from unwelcome attention, facilitating even black projects previously imagined solely within science fiction. Might these outposts hold thought conceived within the arms of myth? And if so, what technological or scientific marvels remain seen only through lenses of rumor and speculation? Yet, amid these whispers, the hollow Earth theory resurfaces, breaching the confines of fantasy and reality. Within this narrative, vast subterranean expanses exist, housing realms unknown and societies yet to be discovered. While mainstream science dismisses this as fanciful, these tales gain fuel from modern studies revealing subterranean networks inside celestial bodies. Do hidden entrances on Antarctica's surface lead to worlds within? Are there governmental agencies aware of, and perhaps protecting, these hidden geologic passages, ensuring our tenuous grasp of reality remains unsifted by such knowledge? When we turn back the pages of history and gaze upon ancient maps that predate the precision of contemporary cartography, we detect shifts that provoke intrigue. From early portrayals of this mysterious southern land on the Piri Reis map to the more exacting delineations of today, these historical records cast a long shadow, raising questions about what was once known and what remains hidden. Do these maps suggest an understanding of Antarctica before its icy transformation? Or do they simply reflect our evolving consciousness as we attempt to map the world? The magnetic qualities of Antarctica have long fascinated and perplexed as the South Magnetic Pole continues its unyielding dance across the Antarctic expanse. These anomalies challenge our understanding of Earth's magnetic orchestration, suggesting deeper realities beneath the continent's snowy exterior. Do they harbinger truths about terrestrial forces we have yet to fully understand? Truths that might lie cocooned beneath the veil of ice, waiting to illuminate humanity's grasp of natural laws. The geological tapestry of Antarctica conceals more than meets the eye. From rumored, uncharted mountains to deep subterranean lakes hidden by glacial burden, the continent's geological anomalies beckon to those willing to heed their allure. These features raise questions about what might lie below and how they came to be. Created by cataclysmic natural processes or remnants of activities lost to time, these wonders of stone and ice await discovery, each whispering secrets of ancient Earth. The wind that sweeps across Antarctica is more than an elemental force of nature. It carries with it whispers of forgotten stories and elusive marvels, like an ancient bard recounting legends long left behind. These winds transcend mere meteorology, speaking to the ephemeral nature of knowledge and understanding, evoking a primal connection with the land and the mysteries it holds. As they howl through the icy landscapes, they seem to narrate a drama hidden from the uninitiated, where the past and present converge. The Antarctic Treaty, established to secure peaceful engagement and scientific inquiry, hints at motives beyond mere environmental safeguarding. Masked by the treaty's practical clauses lies a shadow of deeper intent, one that influences conversations around hidden pursuits within an expanse so rich in enigma. What lies beneath the surface of these agreements, dictating the flow of knowledge while possibly denying mankind from discovering the continent's buried truths? Frozen within the glaciers are biological mysteries that provide a portal into the distant past. As scientists drill into the ice, they uncover traces of ancient atmospheric compositions and microbial life, sending ripples through the fabric of our understanding of evolution. These hints at life, long isolated by ice, tease us with what they might reveal. Could these hidden ecosystems offer insights into conditions extant before the ages captured them in icy slumber? Amidst the shimmering beauty of the Antarctic night, the aurora australis dances across the sky, a celestial kaleidoscope mesmerizing in its grandeur. This spectacle ignites questions about the forces that bring it to life, hinting at deeper truths that might rest beneath Antarctica's icy crust. Are these the echoes of ancient energies, waiting to divulge their secrets to those attuned to uncovering the cosmos' intricate tapestry? Beneath the expanse of ice lies Lake Vostok, an oasis cocooned under kilometers of frozen mystery. This cavern of water offers hints of life unseen, serving as a poignant reminder of the concealed biodiversity locked in ice. Despite scientific probing, its depths remain enigmatic, shrouded in a mystique that heightens its allure. Beneath the ice, these waters may contain answers to the world above, yet remain invisible to the prescient eye. Legendary encounters with mystical and paranormal entities entwine themselves with Antarctica's history, and accounts describe ethereal beings and phenomena as dreamlike voyagers, haunting scientific expeditions. Enshrouded in abstraction, these stories elicit notions contained not within the grasp of understanding, but in the light of possibility. Perhaps these are invitations extended by entities in Antarctica's spiritual underbelly, weaving narratives rich with the extraordinary just beyond our reach. The notion of breakaway civilizations thriving unnoticed within Antarctic expanses adds yet another layer to its mystery. Rumors abound of advanced societies cloaked from the world, preserving knowledge lost to time. These speculative narratives propose that in such isolation, these civilizations unspool forgotten lore, challenging orthodox views and reshaping perceptions of our collective past and future. Objects of metallic origin, discovered deep within the ice, stir imagination and scholarly curiosity. These artifacts provoke discussions that bridge science and speculation, begging inquiries into their creation and purpose. Is their existence evidence of advanced technology predating known history? Or do they represent celestial phenomena misunderstood through time? Such items paint a tapestry of intrigue as they challenge scientific paradigms and stretch the horizons of our understanding. Echo the observation of shifting magnetic south poles, and we find a lingering mystery over Antarctica's redacted regions. Exploring these forces invites contemplation about the terrestrial and celestial influences they might indicate. These movements challenge the limits of our perception, reflecting the constant evolution of the natural world while suggesting deeper truths hidden within the fabrics of space and time. Ride along the continent's veil of secrecy, and one discovers impenetrable abysses untouched by explorers. These fantastical terrains, marked by unnavigable distances, present opportunities for discovery tempered by obscurity. Existing beyond the map's margins, here await unexplored vaults proliferating mystery, isolated from humanity's probing gaze, eternally enveloped by the silent brevity of Antarctic solitude. Earthward satellites unveil much of our world, yet shroud specific areas in mystery. By investigating these blurred Antarctic regions, the uncharted beckons, inviting speculation over what might be censored or concealed. These digital veils compel curiosity, guiding us towards places earmarked for discovery, yet obscured by layers of artifice. Lake Vostok, concealed beneath the formidable crust of glacial ice, challenges the daring to theorize what untold narratives it harbors. Its waters, waiting in placid anticipation, offer keys to secrets entwined in time, while questions regard what lively echoes stir beneath this stilled surface. It is a hidden remnant of a world locked away in silence, harboring secrets waiting for discovery. Yet decoding this arcane landscape involves navigating archives filled with redaction and concealment, hinting that revelations await within government vaults kept from prying eyes. As these whispers echo through time, they beckon us towards inquiry and revelation, urging us to turn each page, seeking the knowledge that could redefine our understanding. Passages long sequestered await eager eyes, offering the curious an expedition into truth and an unsettlement of the narratives enshrined by tradition. In contemplating the mysteries of Antarctica, we embrace an odyssey upon the iceberg of human curiosity, where questions become companions on our journey. We pursue the secrets veiled by time, wrapping their presence in narratives enduring as the cycles of day and night, hearing whispers on the wind that tell of lost worlds dancing just beyond our touch, inviting us to glimpse into the enigma that is our world and the wonders it holds above and below its icy shroud. In the vastness of North Africa's Sahara, an enigmatic phenomenon has bewildered explorers and cartographers for centuries, as if the desert is a living entity with secrets deeply hidden beneath its sands. It swallows roads, consuming paths carved by human endeavors like an eternal dance of the elements and time. Established routes defy logic, shifting as the sands breathe, testing the permanence of humanity's marks against the Earth's infinite expanse. The legends and stories from travelers returning from the Sahara's heart speak not only of strange wanderings, but of a territory where science and myth become intertwined. The Sahara's elusive roads exist at the convergence of legend and fact. Historians marvel at satellite images capturing tracks that fade within weeks, igniting theories of metaphysical alignments amidst scientific observations of the desert's relentless geography. The sands of time are ephemeral markers of human effort, inviting contemplation of our transient impact on this enduring world. For centuries, explorers have braved these shifting sands, compelled by the pull of the unknown. From ancient chroniclers like Herodotus to modern-day adventurers, countless accounts tell of pathways that slip through the fingers of those who seek to trace them. Historical records recount mysterious disappearances of well-documented routes, only adding layers of mystery to this already perplexing landscape. In the 19th century, such tales were often deemed errors of navigation. Time, however, revealed these stories as whispers of a truth yet to be fully comprehended. These explorers' narratives transform the desert from mere geography into a living participant of its own tales. Journeying through this wilderness becomes a story filled with mirages and illusions, horizons perpetually on the run, painting a poetic portrait of reality where myth dances on the edge of the real. Their stories are bridges between worlds, of myth and reality, ignorance and understanding, embracing the powerful mysteries that linger just out of reach. Beneath the shifting dunes, the Sahara cradles remnants of another time, when ancient civilizations thrived amidst now barren lands. These forgotten societies erected roads, spun trade routes into the heart of the Sahara's vibrancy, allowing cultural exchanges to flourish where now only silence reigns. As climates shifted, these roads were gradually entombed under waves upon waves of sand, testaments to human ingenuity and the fleeting grasp we hold on permanence amid the eternal. These roads, buried but not forgotten, speak volumes of civilizations that once bent the desolate landscape to their will. Their skill in harnessing the inhospitable emphasized their resilience, establishing veins that pulsed with life through harsh environments. As we unearth their stories, we unravel a testament to human spirit, resilience, and adaptability to the powerful forces casting shadows upon our present. The science that tries to fathom the mystery of the Sahara's shifting visage combines geology and environmental study, echoing tales of change that both enchant and confound. Sand dunes, relentless in their drive, can move as much as 50 feet annually, yielding to prevailing winds that sculpt and reshape without pause. The science of such an environment attempts to hold dominion over a volatile canvas, uncovering the dance of elements, the playful chaos enacted by wind and grit upon this vast stage. Delving into the granular flow, physics unlocking the Sahara's secrets reveals a world wherein sand grains, under the wind's caress, merge and part in an endless waltz. The complexity of this environment challenges even the most advanced models, revealing nature's sovereignty amidst our calculations. This interplay between land and wind becomes a testament to the planet's interlocked systems, revealing the hidden power sculpting our landscapes. A catalyst for the Sahara's transformations lies in the rhythms set forth by climate change. Eons past, this expanse once blossomed with life, but gradual desiccation, as weather patterns shifted, erased those footprints from the Earth's memory. As the desert reclaims its territory, the roads that traverse it fade into obscurity. Today's climate challenges further accelerate these shifts, knitting the present to the past and placing a mirrored history along our struggles and triumphs as we look forward. Such environmental shifts impart lessons applicable to our broader ecological narrative, wherein local events reverberate as microcosms of planetary changes. The desert's expansion affects far more than just landscapes. It reshapes economies and migratory patterns with its creeping frontiers. The tale of sand obscuring paths becomes wisdom on the need for harmony between natural evolution and human aspiration in an age of ecological uncertainty. The legends that envelope these vanishing paths echo through time, charged with wisdom that speaks to the soul of humanity's connection with the land. They tell of spirits moving with the wind, guiding travelers or misleading them, cultural reflections of an environment that is as much divine mystery as it is physical location. These myths serve as bridges between the soul and earth, aligning man's ephemeral existence with the desert's timeless dance. Time in these legends blurs into an abstraction where past, present, and future converge, held captive within the confines of storytelling. Human interaction with the desert finds its place within an eternal saga of exploration and ephemeral existence. The mythologies arising here define the experience, where shifting sands draw meaning from stories passed across generations, exploring where material and spiritual realities merge. During the Age of Exploration, the challenge of charting the Sahara's ghostly routes was met with courage and creativity. Maps reflecting conjectured explorations were riddled with gaps and fantastical lines as cartographers struggled to capture a landscape that refused to be pinned down. These early maps, alive with imaginative inaccuracies, represent a human voyage into the unknown and the acceptance of nature's imperviousness to man's commands. These maps are testimony to humanity's ceaseless drive to wrest order from chaos, illustrating boundaries between imagination and scientific reason. They symbolize both erroneous beliefs and sincere aspirations to reach the edges of the known world. Each piece of faded parchment and exploratory note tells a story of yearning and stalled understanding, where humanity sought the unknown, mapping curiosity more than territory, a document of dreams drifting amidst unknown seas. Since time immemorial, enduring mystery enveloped even well-worn caravan trails across the Sahara. Long threads weaving continents together, these routes carried not only goods and wealth, but ideas and culture. Now many lie hidden beneath dunes, the resonance of their journeys smoothed away by wind and sand, echoing in the words of tribes who remember once vibrant avenues, now lost to the endless expanse. These trails, symbols of connection and resilience, pass through the oral histories shaping their regions in memory. Their stories endure in the hearts of those who move alongside them, preserving the lifeways intertwined with this challenging landscape. Here, trading paths transcend the mere transport of goods. They speak of the passage of ideas, of the intertwined life and wisdom shared along ancient sands. Technological advances indeed push the boundaries of comprehension, yet the Sahara's shifting roads continually escape total capture. Satellites and GPS promise new revelations, yet anomalies persist, breathing life into tales of a realm eluding human grasp. The dance between technology and nature reveals a harmony expected not to conquer, but to be approached with reverence and curiosity. In the daylight of today's technological marvels, the mysteries emerge anew, just as they evade ultimate resolution. The exploration of these secrets suggests more than just technological triumph, but a renewed respect for nature's intricate story. Technology has not only opened new avenues of understanding, but has reinvigorated appreciation for the Earth as a living, breathing organism resisting reduction to mere data. For the people of the Sahara, the desert's rhythm is intrinsic to identity and spirituality. Indigenous cultures intertwine with the pulse of the sands, developing ingenious methods to navigate paths often concealed from conventional map readers. Their knowledge surpasses mere survival. It embodies a symbiotic dance with their environment, reflecting a richness of tradition and continuity that acknowledges the land as a living partner, a crucial identity woven deeply into the story of human existence. In this corrective interplay between people and land, mutual understanding of both challenge and opportunity is destiny. Their paths illuminate ancestral repositories of wisdom, applicable to modern conundrums, highlighting attributes honed for centuries, adept at harmonizing resilience and sustainability. By treading these age-old paths still walked by nomads today, we embrace a sharper vision for harmonizing collective futures with the Earth's own rhythms. Historical whispers tell of an ancient crossroads where empires once exchanged not only treasures, but also thoughts, forging ties that unrealized political borders would later seek to segregate. Now, these once bustling connections appear as echoes, hidden beneath formidable grains, a testament to centuries of cultural exchange sculpted by marching sands. Archaeologists gradually uncover this hidden history, piecing together narratives confirming that, in antiquity, the Sahara facilitated a flowering of ideas shaping art and philosophy. The barren landscape not only defines a challenge, but sustains a reminder of human ingenuity, its enduring footprints shading the desert's movements. These revelations state powerfully that the Sahara was once a bridge, not an obstacle, its roots vivid symbols of engagement, transformation, and unity amid diverse societies. The desert long ago became far more than geographical isolation. It was and remains a crucible fostering change through both time and spirit. Witness to epochs, the Sahara encapsulates a mosaic of history, narrating tales of rise and fall with timeless detachment. Granular memories bear testament to civilization's fleeting footprints as they advance and retreat within sand's encroaching grasp. The desert's expansion illustrates abstraction, challenging perceptions of temporal succession, and encouraging acknowledgement of cycles mirroring the wind's seasonal harmonies. These contemplations with the desert push reflection to deeper recesses, exploring the nature of time and humanity's quest for influence over it. Where ephemeral beauty is revealed touchingly in urgency, the Sahara infers eloquently within its barren embrace, a serene expanse where civilizations, without resentment, yield to perennial transformations. Across this existential landscape, legends remain in cultural conscience, vessels for wisdom rooted in desert history. The stories of devoured roads are imbued with ancestral murmurs, narratives weathered beneath the irrepressible sky where metaphor blends seamlessly with lived experience. These render the tangible into tales of resilience and fascination, halting decay's icy grasp by passing knowledge and spirit from generation to generation. Beyond physical teachings, they invite continual transformation where narrative serves as guidepost illuminating the journey, real and imagined. Here, storytelling guides exploration beyond soil into psyches rhythmic with land, garnering truths concealed yet resonant only when reality blurs with imagination's brushstrokes. The sands provide mapping tradition, rendering past and present geography with human intent and limitation, shaping our understanding of the Sahara. Early cartographers often colored the region with questions, filling the void with impressions and conjectures, capturing not just geography, but broader cultural perceptions through art and science in dynamic interplay. Such cartography likewise illustrates societal reflection, linking geographical representation with prevailing doctrines and shaping realities. Maps are records of discovery, doubt-filled sketches, and instruments of direction, summarizing not tangible spaces alone, but also zeitgeists finding expression through artistic renderings intent on charting uncharted mystery whilst echoing hopeful curiosity. Faced with ongoing intrigue, modern exploration dives into the Sahara's timeless allurement, combining traditional savvy with technological acumen. With evolving tools harmonizing microscopic detail with star-spanning imaginations, the enigma remains unexplored. Novel methodologies meet ancient challenges together like intertwined threads, crafting an ever-expanding garment, celebrating revelation and humility's delicate dance. In exploring the sands with fresh eyes and inherited insight, we reach beyond lighter surfaces into deeper conversations, which synthesize the past with present narratives. Discovery here ceaselessly reinvigorates understanding, teaching technology symmetry within the grand yet finite spectacle, where understanding demands nothing short of reverence. Thus, seamlessly, myth and science intertwine as each informs the other without arrogance, but with wonderment. Beyond folklore, unreachable explanations nonetheless convey enchantment. Finding tangible footing amongst untangleable threads creates revelations anew. Science complements by extending vocabulary and perception. Each folds within mysteries, rendering known forgotten pasts and dreamed possibilities alive. This bridging nurtures holistic appreciation of all realms, affirming a vision enriched, not diminished by parallel discussion. Engaging both reveals collective dependence shared by myth and observation, neither exclusive, neither superior, concurrently walking hand in hand toward enhanced understanding, wherever sought unity might indeed reside. By observing the Sahara's malleability, lessons inherent within each transition inspire appreciations of change and adaptation. The fleeting quality of roads shifts reverential focus toward acknowledging transience without diminishing significance, a teacher as responsive to newfound challenges as to addition of knowledge. These elemental lessons germinate, arching outward to modern realities within uncertainty's expanse, balancing strength with humility's unfailing grace. Shifts in sands and situation instruct in perseverance, as desert craftsmen time-honored chronicles into transcendence, enveloping discovery wherein intentions like footsteps acknowledge themselves within harsh and verdant whispers. For maps, like roads, draw art across moments held captive while inexorably transcending sketches, painting adaptation and growth. As the Sahara lends its stage to the fleeting marks of nomadic ink, no attempt seeks to create reality whole, but rather isolate beauty amidst steady comprehension. Imaginations bear challenge, questioning boundaries alongside certainties, inviting reflection into our collective understanding. Refigured, timelines flow between artist and explorer, creating tapestries echoing both urgency and timelessness, each paralleling journeys revealing humanity's quest for a greater truth off-road, where concrete paths blur into chaotic enigma. As roadways offer connections through millennia, reflections amplify echoes of pivotal motifs spreading across space, shaping new understanding. Layers woven beneath time, sculpting counter-depth, returning memory along with unscannable map of relational knowledge, emphasizing paths toward growth. Searches for bridgeheads onward emphasize freshness in exploration, deconstructing bias and pretense, fostering psychological renewal through material space opening continuous reflection. In acknowledging transformation, we see both adaptation and innovation unfold alike, and harmoniously in sculpting resilience beyond our dominant trails. Thus, the dance of humanity with this vast expanse extends, its steps marking a balance between resilience and acceptance. The desert's ceaseless change enables an external and internal journey, where pathways amid shifting sands emulate versatility, reflecting continuity. Through challenges, wisdom emerges, forming mirrors of human resolve in decoding and respecting the near eternal. Under this exploration lies deep cooperation, highlighting spirit and introspection, transcending impermanence, amidst unremitting chapters along eons, binding present with future celebration of intertwined comprehension. An invitation echoes, encompassing essence and perception when gazing beyond evident truths. Shadow banquets layered simplicity, tracing ripples of revelation through emptiness reflection. Thought evoking Sahara's perpetual charm demonstrates harmonious mystery, resisting comprehension while framing faith for those daring enough to reach horizons both seen and unseen. Embodiments of fleeting eternity abide here, nurturing gentle inquiry, where the Sahara on Earth is transformed into ethereal festival, welcoming cosmic voyage where borders dissolve into meditation on shared truths amid beauty, expressively boundless by sheaths of timeless curiosity invoked. Mount Kailash, a serene and solemn giant nestled in the Tibetan plateau's remote heart, reigns as a majestic summit shrouded in mystery and spirituality. Within its sweeping ridges and daunting cliffs lies a sacred center recognized across various ancient traditions, claiming a profound reverence that echoes throughout time. This hallowed mountain, though physically grand, transcends corporeal footprints, for no human has ever set foot on its summit. It remains an untamed peak, revered and preserved by a sacred edict forbidding its ascent, ensuring its mysteries are transported through whispers, myths, and reverent tales of spiritual transcendence. Each belief system invested in Mount Kailash colors its image with vibrant tapestries of mythic dwelling. For Hindus, it is the divine residence of Lord Shiva. Buddhists perceive it as the home of Demchok, their deity of supreme bliss. Jains regard it as the place where their first Tirthankara found liberation, while adherents of the ancient Bon religion see it as the axis mundi, connecting the heavens with the earth. In each narrative, Mount Kailash stands as more than just a mountain, but as a symbol of infinite spiritual quests, its roots said to delve into the world's layers, its summit reaching celestial realms, a silent sentinel connecting the terrestrial and the divine. Mount Kailash commands not only the reverence of climbing as forbidden, but positions itself at the center of spiritual devotions, a beacon guiding seekers toward visions of inner enlightenment rather than physical triumph. Unlike the many towering peaks of the Himalayas that invite conquest, the ascent of this sacred summit is deliberately untouched, transforming its presence from earthly ambition to a higher sanctity. This revered respect enshrines the mountain, safeguarding not only its physical form, but perhaps deeper mysteries and divine terrains you and I have yet to comprehend. Thousands of pilgrims embark upon this spiritual voyage annually, circumventing the mountain in profound devotion on paths of age-old ritual significance, believing that each sacred step cleanses the soul. The journey around the mountain, a pilgrimage of purification and surrender, drapes around seekers a veil of transformation. Here, every bend in the path resonates with ancient vibrational frequencies, resonances that whisper the possibility of cosmic truths that slumber beyond the veil of our visible reality. This deeply meditative passage shifts focus from mundane materialism to realms of heightened consciousness, revealing that the true ascent of Mount Kailash encompasses a transcendence beyond snow-laden peaks, its summit nestled deeply in the human spirit's uncharted terrains. In the vast landscape surrounding Mount Kailash, mysterious phenomena occur that challenge the norms of conventional geophysical understanding. Compasses spin wildly rather than locking onto a discernible direction, a testament to the mountain's enigmatic allure. Such erratic behavior hints at powerful geomagnetic forces rippling outward from the heart of Mount Kailash, weaving unexplainable patterns across the earthly domain. This phenomenon fuels contemplations that the mountain serves as a potent energy node, channeling ancient mystical energies that teem beneath its craggy exterior, safeguarding its divine aura across both time and space. Intriguing geological compositions hidden beneath its towering facade might be interacting with forces on a scale we have not yet unraveled. Researchers and mystics alike ponder possibilities. Could hidden veins of rare minerals, or perhaps deeper, more archaic structures distort these fields? Yet the mountain remains silent, its secrets cradled in the folds of its majestic valleys, whispering only to those who approach in reverence and awe. The journey to Mount Kailash is more than an earthly trek among stones and shadows. It is a profound passage where the spirit dances with the divine. The circumambulatory pilgrimage stretches 52 kilometers, inviting seekers to leave behind the distractions of the mundane world to engage in sacred continuity. The path meanders over desolate plains and ascends towering passes, resonating with the breaths and steps of millions who have come before in search of purification and spiritual surrender. It is a journey that challenges not only the physical body, battling the high elevation and thin air, but also the deepest yearnings and aspirations of the soul. Through the repetition of rituals and prayers, each pilgrim steps beyond physical exertion into the harmonious music of the universe, their souls made more resonant with each stride tracing the ancient spiral path. The prohibition against climbing Mount Kailash remains an unyielding testament to its divine sanctity. This law transcends earthly dominion. Locals and spiritual guides alike defend the edict with unwavering belief that the mountain should remain an untouched beacon of spiritual excellence, cherished for its spiritual guardianship rather than physical conquest. This collective reverence provokes deep reflections on what ancient truths might reside in this sacred peak that are best left undiscovered. Perhaps these limitations enclose not terrestrial treasures, but wisdom wrapped thoroughly into the mountain's very soul, wisdom that would prefer to rest undisturbed beneath Kailash's eternal snows. The revered guardians of Mount Kailash, enshrouded in local legend and protected by ethereal entities, contribute to its sanctified standing. Stories of mystical protectors, seen as ghostly figures amidst swirling snows, resonate through generations, suggesting that celestial beings watch over the sacred mount. These spectral guardians, more immaculate than the glaciers themselves, are believed to maintain the mountain's pure inviolability, acting as bridges between the divine and earthly realms. They inspire reverence, drawing spiritual interpretations that Kailash is less of our world and more of the ethereal realms painted across time by unseen hands. Mount Kailash stands distinct from other sacred sites, where the shared beliefs of multiple faiths converge in harmonious reverence. Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and Bon practitioners gather in mutual devotion to this mystical mountain, each narrative echoed in their collective sacred tapestry. The richness of their combined cosmologies amplifies the spiritual geography of Mount Kailash, weaving a complex web of divine perspectives. As these divergent spiritual traditions interplay, the fabric of humanity's spiritual inquiry illuminates the confluence of ancient belief systems surrounding the mountain's core, embodying a universally sought sacredness. Nestled at the foot of Mount Kailash are lakes Manasarovar and Rakshastal, two remarkable bodies of water cast in stark contrast, yet intricately interwoven into the mountain's spiritual significance. Manasarovar, embodying the projection of the purest consciousness, radiates tranquility and purity, a reflection of inner sanctity that pilgrims tirelessly seek. Its crystal-clear waters are believed to mirror truth and insight, a sacred mirror to the soul. Lake Rakshastal, with darker connotations, tells of divinity's dual aspects, creation and destruction held in cosmic balance. Together, they embody nature's rhythm, hinting at the duality of existence, their serene surfaces, thoughtful windows into elevated realities guided by Kailash's profound teachings. Amongst the pilgrims' tales are accounts of the strange behavior exhibited by compasses as they near Mount Kailash, directions lost to a chaotic spin. These compass anomalies fuel inquiry into whether Mount Kailash may be a magnificent geomagnetic anomaly, perhaps a node anciently intended to align sacred energies. Scientists theorize that unknown subterranean forces cause these compass disturbances, yet definitive answers elude them, adding an element of esoteric wonder to the mountain's already formidable mystery. Such mysteries stretch beyond scientific boundaries, hinting at energies and forces that lie just beyond the veil of human perception and interpretation. Through spiritual discourse and thoughtful reflection, Mount Kailash transcends its physical form, representing a sacred quest to uncover deeper universal truths. Conversations orbit its significance, weaving between theological speculation and philosophical contemplation. In these conversations, both formal and informal, Kailash emerges as more than a mountain. It is an emblem of spiritual ascent, prompting profound reflections on humanity's deeper spiritual connections. The mountain nurtures a desire for transcendence, functioning as a spiritual intersection, inviting seekers to partake in a broader cosmos where traditions articulate latent truth, waiting for discovery through devotion and introspective meditation. Pilgrims embarking on the Kailash Parikrama, the ritual circumambulation of this sacred summit, find themselves on a journey carved deep with spiritual meaning. Their path sings with ancient reverence. Every step echoes with fervent devotion and chronicles the countless who've passed, marking the earthly pursuit of harmony with the divine. This enactment of faith, a profound act of worship, transcends spiritual boundaries, unlocking realizations by treading where many have circumambulated in devotion. Each step of this pilgrimage is a solemn reminder of the journey's potential for spiritual purification and deep connection with the sacred. Mount Kailash, often seen through the lens of its sacred significance, stands as Earth's axis mundi, the cosmic pivot binding spiritual and terrestrial planes. This symbolism extends through the cosmologies of disparate cultures, embedding Kailash into spiritual architecture that conceives a universal yearning to seek heavenly meaning. Kailash is not merely a geological landmark. It represents the ethereal symphonies between celestial aspirations and earthly quest, anchoring humanity's spiritual exploration amidst the mysteries of the cosmos. Sacred prohibitions surrounding Mount Kailash serve less as barriers and more as metaphoric gateways transcending human endeavor. Mystics interpret these restrictions as protective veils for cosmic truths, inviting exploration not along physical routes, but through introspective paths leading to hidden knowledge shaped by circumambulation and contemplation of the mountain's eminence. These sacred injunctions embolden the human spirit to seek out transcendental marvels unfolding beyond physical ascent, insights ensconced within Kailash's transcendent sanctity, unseen yet eternally present. Musing over cosmic theories, some propose Mount Kailash as a nexus of little understood dimensions, portraying it as a cosmic conduit linking terrestrial and celestial orbits. Envisioned as an energy node pulsing with uncharted frequencies, Mount Kailash compels speculation about the nature of reality and existence itself, a meeting point between what is known and what remains an enigma. This sacred peak is portrayed as not only a survivor of aeons past, but as an ongoing witness to cosmic transformation. Mount Kailash rests in a mythical status, an eternal fixture in timelines beyond comprehension, a testament to spiritual exploration of the divine. Here, time and space meld with mythical narratives that enchant and enmesh human consciousness in its divine influence. Its sacred epic captures the imagination, entwining tangibly with historical epics, tales echoing through ethereal corridors, transcending our temporal limitations to seal humanity's aspirations in cosmic simplicity. Ancient chronologies suggest Mount Kailash's synchrony with celestial events, enduring through the ages, eternalized in narratives pronounced in reverent tradition, captivated by cosmic alignment. These harmonious interactions weave Kailash into the universe's fabric, entrenching it as a celestial symphony resonating with planetary dance. Pilgrims harmonize on this path, experiencing contact with eternal cycles as they interpret the symphonic echoes reflecting Earth's convergence with sublime spheres. Enshrined within Kailash's veils are prophecies, ancient wisdom echoing past the fabric of time, playing out as spiritual transformation unfurls in the cosmic theater. These prophecies, eclipsed in stone's embrace, explore cyclical shifts urging humanity toward a cosmic horizon, a perennial challenge to uncover visions held within these hidden relics, guiding through cosmic metamorphosis, ushering noble progress sheltered in the mountain's secret sanctum. Mount Kailash, to the seeker, resembles a cosmic map, not delineating terrestrial terrain, but charting spiritual aspirations woven electrifyingly with infinity. This cosmic chart navigates not merely through the mountain's palpable contours, but through themes shaped in the fabric of time, exuding echoes suggesting other dimensional paradigms. These interwoven paths convey pilgrims beyond physical thresholds into transient journeys bestowing wisdom, resonating through sacred trails of exploring universal harmony. An eternal tapestry emerges from sacred ritual, entwining humanity's quest toward divine revelation and commemorating these pilgrimages against Kailash's hallowed paths. These sacred rites narrate timeless stories of reverence that echo through celestial compositions, emphasizing humankind's ever-present yearning for connection to the infinite energy animating Mount Kailash. These hallowed passages advance seekers engaged in spiritual symphony, revealing the cosmic design enfolded across the pilgrimage continuum. Through its enduring presence, Mount Kailash becomes the bridging force for various spiritual traditions, synthesizing numerous cosmologies into a unified pursuit of the eternal within a diverse array of beliefs. This convergence extols shared reverent narratives, exploring unified spirituality that speaks to a collective consciousness rising from this celestial stature. Pilgrims embracing these narratives privilege shared engagement in this cosmic dialogue, resonating harmonically beyond earthbound binaries into realms transcending temporal limitations, dancing the sacred dance alongside boundless celestial melodies. In the dense and mysterious tapestries of Southeast Asia lies a tale of subterranean wonder, an intricate labyrinth of caves shrouded in mystery, their existence documented once in detailed volumes, only to later vanish from the annals of public awareness. Whispered about with an air of revered caution, these tunnels held the fascination of both adventurer and scholar alike. Once charted with meticulous care by explorers of the 18th and 19th centuries, the passages were said to stretch infinitely beneath the verdant jungles, crossing paths with the subterranean rivers and housing enigmatic chambers where relics lay untouched by time. These caves, with their aura of secrecy, weave a narrative of their own, far beyond the reach of our concrete understanding. The disappearance of their records evokes a mystery just as profound as the tunnels themselves. Some speculate careless error, others murmur of a more elusive cover-up. This is the genesis of the legend. The caves were not merely forgotten shadows of oversight, but whispers of a larger mystique that demanded its narrative be deliberately buried beneath layers of shadows. Scholars dare not dismiss this mystery lightly, for the echoes of uncharted passages beckon with promises of knowledge not meant for unprepared souls, a hidden trove secured by forces beyond our comprehension. Long before the gaze of modern explorers settled upon them, these caves were enveloped in the fog of myth, threaded into the oral traditions of the indigenous tribes. The tribes spoke of intricate depths inhabited by spirits both feared and revered, entities that safeguarded the land from both natives and outsiders. In their narratives, cave entrances served as both a shelter for the sacred and a trap for those less fortunate, safeguarding treasures of lost civilizations and secrets etched into the memory of the mountains. They were whispers of meeting places for shamans and seers, realms where they communed with ethereal beings, quests of the soul played out in chambered passages unfathomable to the layperson. As these stories were recorded by early ethnographers, it became clear that for the local tribes, these caves were sacred portals to another dimension, a plane of existence where the Earth's pulse resonated, echoing the cosmic order. Here, spirits watched over the terrestrial domain above, imbuing the land with a sacredness, an intangibility almost palpable to those who sought it. Yet, to outsiders, these tales became folklore, often dismissed and ignored. For the tribes, the caves remained centers of power and secrecy, tucked away by nature's design, their obscurity preserved as nature intended. Throughout the age of exploration, the lure of these caves called out to adventurers, tantalizing them with the promise of discovery. Armed with torches and ropes, they embarked on journeys into the dusky labyrinths, documenting findings in journals and sketchbooks, a collection of insights chronicling a geography unknown to the world above. Remarkably, these explorers captured visions of unusual rock formations, of shimmering waterfalls that flowed with otherworldly grace, of cryptic symbols inscribed on stone surfaces like the pages of an ancient, unwritten language. Among the chronicles sits the work of an enigmatic geographer whose name whispers through time, a visionary who daringly mapped a substantial portion of these subterranean wonders. This explorer charted a network of passages extending hundreds of miles, connecting disparate regions and concealing architectural marvels hidden deep within the earth. Though their significance reached beyond mere geographical intrigue, the insights gradually slipped away from documentation, swallowed by oblivion, a testament to both the persistence of mystery and the fragility of human record. Within the secretive embrace of the earth lay chambers adorned with carvings that told stories without a voice. Intricate patterns danced upon walls, hinting at a language lost far behind the veil of history. Forms both human and animal depicted with abstract symbols, suggesting an intelligence and foresight beyond our ken. Artifacts, too, accompanied these ancient inscriptions, ceramics embellished with beauty, amulets of ethereal gemstones, tools whose origins were shrouded in inscrutability. Each relic embodied the sophistication and enigmatic mastery of those who thrived in the dim past, arousing curiosity and entangling perspectives. Were these items remnants of a ritual, a burial, or silent halls of sacred ceremony? Even as we struggle to find logical explanations, the cave's essence remains rooted in enigmatic phenomena that resist modern scrutiny. Inside, compasses waver unpredictably, electronics lose their lifeblood, and sounds reverberate in endless loops, igniting discussions that dismiss simplification. Some claim an unearthly distortion of time, moments slipping away or elongating in fascinating intervals, transporting explorers across the threshold of experience itself. Geologists have long puzzled over subtle energetic pulsations detected, reminiscent of frequencies attributed solely to the deep-seated heart of our planet, a testament to both scientific wonder and mysticism. Is it error or myth? Seemingly, these occurrences are woven into the cave's spiritual identity, a realm transcending what mainstream comprehension dares to catalog. Speculation extends these caves across the vast expanse of history, linking them to a broader human narrative resounding through the ages. Theorists suggest ancient civilizations predate humanity as we know it, embedding knowledge within these tunnels that were constructed before the earliest chronicles of recorded time, a conjecture underpinned by the impressive architecture observed therein. Were these catacombs thriving crossroads for far-reaching trades and cultural exchange? A subterranean Silk Road offering passage beneath the known world? Such notions draw seekers on inexhaustible quests to unravel underground pathways that may, at long last, elucidate that which was lost from the human tale. This possibility fuels an imperative of discovery, and yet, as we deepen our search, attempts to unite these passages with other enigmatic sites touch only shadow. Those who journey continue undeterred, sifting through disconnected stories in hopes of piecing together a harmonious view free of authoritative decree. Could these caves serve a purpose beyond isolated wonder, a tapestry binding humanity's evolution and shared existence into a sublime unity? Such musings stretch past fragmentary truths into a realm compelling recognition. And what of these records slipping effortlessly from mainstream view, consigned to mere oversight or something more? Whispers suggest intentional redaction, figments of industry obscuring public access out of necessity to safeguard something once ephemeral, be it strategic, valuable, or esoteric. Propelled by theories of cover-up, proponents argue the manipulation of documentation obscures occurrences of all aspects, preserving societal harmony while concealing profound metaphysical significance, the kind that threatens the societal fabric and accepted structure of understanding. Exacerbating these whispers are rumors of military engagement, accounts of armed figures patrolling hallowed grounds, and covert operations classified beyond public discourse. Stories circulate detailing installations within the caves poised as launching points or test facilities, gleanings of intense strategic importance kept hidden from collective gaze. Linkages to the inner Earth theories circulate, further deepening fascination, tempting speculation, and blurring lines between reality and imagination. The call of untracked histories echoes through these stone corridors, carrying archaeological implications of immeasurable depth. Disinterred within could lie insights challenging pillars of civilization and evolutionary development, inviting frameworks updated, mainstay timelines reconsidered. Archaeologists imagine artifacts without parallel to their world at stake, embedded with a narrative reaching back to before the dawn of recollection. But whether withheld by deliberate loss or political shroud, these potential treasures endure beyond our grasp, reminding us of knowledge yet restrained by barriers of providence. Contemplation of these spaces reaches beyond mere archaeology, flowing into realms of spiritual and ethereal resonance. The caves are viewed as sanctuaries of cosmic power, conduits for energies between Earth and universe, fundamentally influencing human consciousness and offering ground for metaphysical awakening. Here, territories transform into meeting points where the physical and spiritual worlds intertwine, spaces for transcendence, sought by aspirants immersed in vision, where spectral echoes vibrate through the air, crafting a cocoon for those whose journeys lead them to the sacred. Beyond the touch of material inquiry, the caves continue to weave their impact through cultural currents, inspiring artistic and spiritual traditions that manifest across the regions that orbit them. Storytellers imbue sacred passages with music and art, ceremonial memories, and local traditions. Though physically out of reach, their resonance finds expression in creative narratives, reflecting timeless themes that re-envision mythical legacies through the new lens, echoing through collective memory, their rich imaginations and ancient tones feeding fresh queries. In a universe where cartography once boldly mapped every wrinkle of the globe, the absence of these passages reveals a tale of its own, a concealed reflection lost to memory, yet illuminating esoteric exploration pursued by those who seek forgotten guidance. Now, even the craft of the cartographer questions decisions of inclusion and omission, moving toward revelation, demanding counter-narratives that persistently redefine the landscapes of time. Undeterred by traditional constraints, modern seekers venture forth, guided by fragments of stories past, technologies leveraged for new insight against prevailing sturdiness. Advancements in sonar and satellite scout angular discoveries, while seekers cling to threads of hope. These endeavors, often disembodied and secluded, suggest the potential for cognitive and mythological convergence with truth, stumbling along with ancient allies inevitably woken. The price we pay: an enigmatic dance between emerging technology pushing past limitations, transposing human curiosity when kinship leans toward cosmic conversations. The technology offers momentary glimmers, a symbolic exchange rendered through eyes that dare to gaze beyond periscopic dimensions. Here, solutions pin one step toward broader unknown discovery, mapping futures far beyond perception. Each encounter pushes us closer through exile toward timeless connectedness displayed in stories anew, films stretching tension between reality and mythology, games of imagination evoking allegories of intellect interlacings, narratives bridging worlds, their vibrant energies surging through creative manifestations linked by singular themes. Meanwhile, older generations deliberate amid contemporary scholarship, a night Lampodoma's diligence among experts whose endless dialogue supports a deeper reconciliation beyond driven endeavors. In these restful visions, dreams arise, immersions of shade casting tangible hope onto otherwise unknown landscapes. This repose distills sublime wonder, experiences felt deep within, delivered seamlessly, oscillating across borderless territories, unseen and unhindered. Here, speculation lends credibility, and credence yields to profound awe, applying a gestalt to myriad worlds wrestling beyond immediate embodiment. Through this unified intercession, mysticism transcends exchanges of solitary inquiry, their resonant illumination truly invaluable. As we stand at the threshold between darkened memory and uncharted future, existence itself reflects constructs transporting unseen touch. Mysteries just out of reach like a canvas cloaked in shadows, each hue illuminating complexities we could but rarely share. The caves suggest likeness, urging us forward with insightfully invisible threads connecting perennial evidence to hope-pervading existence, underpinning once disregarded poetics and prose, a redemption evergreen, boundless, undeniably dissolved within dreams embraced. The vast Sahara Desert, a sweeping sea of golden sands, has long guarded its secrets. Legends drift among the desert tribes, whispering of an ancient city that once represented a pinnacle of civilization, only to be consumed by the relentless sands and the passage of time. This is a journey into the heart of this forgotten realm, where we tread upon the echoes of civilizations that have disappeared into obscurity, lost beneath an ocean of grains. In the modern age, technology has breathed new life into these long-forgotten tales. With satellite imagery, the contours and whispers of grid lines emerge beneath the relatively tranquil surface of the desert, defying the randomness typical of natural formations. These linear anomalies conjure images of human design, perhaps streets, buildings, or even grand temples. The mind envisions a cityscape that once hummed with life, but is now relegated to the realm of what-ifs and tantalizing technological glimpses. What does this mean for our understanding of human history? And could there indeed be an entire city lying dormant below the mercurial surface of the Sahara? Before the harsh expanse of today's desert, the Sahara was verdant, full of life and vibrancy. Times long past painted this land with the luxuriance of the green Sahara, a period when lush vegetation flourished, thriving alongside vast bodies of clear water. The rock art scattered across this ancient land offers scenes from a time when pastoralists, artisans, and communities thrived under the canopy of greener skies. These artistic glimpses into the past illuminate a dynamic culture that thrived where now only sand remains. The people who left their mark on the rocks adapted to environmental changes, as shifting terrains forced transformations upon their ways of life, urging migrations or ultimate disappearances. This legacy can be our cornerstone, a foundation for the exploration of our lost city. Emerging from the haze of history, our investigation into this mysterious place is supported by the revelations of modern technology. Advanced satellite reconnaissance has broken through the veil of sand to uncover the regular, ordered grid lines, too symmetrical to occur naturally. Interwoven with the known trade routes of antiquity, these outlines nod toward stories untold, silent yet beckoning to archaeologists, scientists, and dreamers alike. Satellites provide us a passage through time and geography, transforming daring quests into attainable realities. Could these be remnants of ancient city planning, forgotten by all but the arid wind, yet carefully preserved beneath layers of dust? Alongside satellite revelations, geophysics joins this fascinating quest. Ground-penetrating radar penetrates beneath surface sands to paint us detailed pictures of what might lie beneath, reflections of organized structures mirroring the patterns satellites have hinted at. These echoes hint at possibilities of streets, walls, or perhaps unseen chambers potentially crafted by the hands of intelligent architects. Could human ingenuity have been more advanced than we realize, crafting cityscapes that now sleep beneath the multitudinous layers of time? Across this vast sea of sand, myths and oral traditions speak with a voice that has resisted the erosion of ages. Stories passed from parent to child, woven into the cultural memory, sing of this city hidden from view, guarded jealously by the desert's embrace. These tales offer more than simple entertainment. They serve as a roadmap of shared memory and possibility. When interspersed with scientific findings, these legends attain a new depth, transforming myths into potential realities resonant with historical truths, yet untold. The Sahara's transformation from a verdant utopia to an arid domain informs our understanding of this mystery. Climate transitions that occurred centuries ago silenced rivers, obscured paths, and slowly encased entire civilizations beneath the cascading sands. As we strive to unravel the mysteries below, we first seek to understand the forces of nature that shaped, and then obscured, the vibrant tapestry upon which ancient lives were lived. Could this possible buried city stand as a testament to the sophistication of ancient peoples? Such a discovery raises questions about the knowledge and technologies they may have possessed, advanced concepts of city planning that perhaps whispered of society's attempts to grasp and mold the natural world. This narrative invites us to consider a landscape shaped not only by the creativity and resilience of forgotten peoples, but also illumined by the drive to realize ideas that transcend mere survival. Reflecting on what a discovery like this would mean not just for local cultures, but for humanity's view of its own history, prompts profound introspection. Unearthing an ancient metropolis in the sands of the Sahara could illuminate new understandings of cultural history, serving to either challenge or reinforce existing narratives about those who once called this region home. It would rewrite more than events buried under dunes. It would reshape our timeline, highlighting intersections where human legacies met and mingled, progressing and advancing through shared histories. Modern intrepid archaeologists chart paths through the uncertainties of this enigmatic desert, trusting their intuition as much as the scientific tools they wield. These pioneers walk a narrow path between conjecture and evidence, driven by a desire to uncover truths hidden beneath time's expansive curtain. Their discoveries, both individual and collective, may serve to anchor the myths of this sand-enveloped city in our tangible reality. The Sahara, both a custodian and a guardian, protects the ancient city with layers of sand that both preserve and obscure. The desert entombs the secrets of the past, yet this concealment also safeguards the site from destruction by erosion and exposure. The act of unearthing what lies below holds a tension between survival and exposure, between the silent sanctuary of invisibility and the illuminating glare of uncovering age-old mysteries. Today's explorers and researchers embark on this journey equipped with tools that borrow from the cutting edge of technological advancement. With satellites mapping unseen destinations and drones soaring over otherwise unattainable expanses, the strings of science tug at the veils of mystery, drawing the ideas of this ancient city from the shadow realm into the light of potential discovery. These breakthroughs illuminate the mysterious, until now only imagined paths once carved into the sand, casting them into the realm of possibility. While our understanding deepens, it is through the convergence of old and new that we find a bridge across eons. By harmonizing ancient myths with contemporary insights, these narratives edge closer to becoming recognized truths, posing questions about how we reconcile our limited understanding of the past with an ever-expanding picture of human history. The rediscovery of such an ancient city forces us to reconsider our history, to alter perceptions deeply entrenched within academic belief, and to broaden the narratives involving cultural intersections and exchanges. As we begin to reimagine these stories, our perceptions evolve, aligning themselves more closely with a universally shared truth, redefining shared human experiences as recorded by time. Maps, those whimsical instruments of exploration through which we define our world, pose remarkable questions in the vast uncertainty of the Sahara's sands. Here, even our most carefully charted maps must adapt, as cartographers mercilessly struggle to pin down the elusive boundaries and secrets hidden in shifting Titan dunes. What lies beyond the borders is more than mere geographical uncertainty. It is a space well suited to the dance between imaginative contemplation and empirical research. Yet even with such promises hidden beneath the shifting surface, scientific skepticism remains a guiding, grounding force. The quest to firmly establish connections between satellite images and the remnants of stories long told requires more than enthusiasm. It demands careful, objective study to ensure grounded, accurate conclusions. As these explorers sift through the sands and shadows, they seek shared truths that stand the test of academic rigor. The echoes of the city call to us, resonating across ages, rooted not just in the desert itself, but in cultural memories unrecorded by time. These whispers chase us into the realms of our imagination, speaking a universal language both familiar and fleeting. We are called to recognize, within this ancient song, the echoes that resonate not just in stone, but within us, weaving contemporary dreams from timeless threads. The allure of this lost city does not belong solely to the earthly dimension. It nudges at the veils between realities, inviting speculation and exploration of a reach far beyond its physical form. What invisible threads might connect this bewitching labyrinth to the larger universe? In our exploration, the mystery of this city extends beyond terrestrial shadow, beyond the desert's surface, toward the unfamiliar realms of possibility. Did ancient kin receive knowledge or influence beyond their earthly confines? Within the hypothesis of alien influence lies potential mysteries with threads ensnared in cosmic webs. These reflections push our accepted timelines and understandings, inviting us to entertain entirely new narratives that span galaxies as well as centuries. Amid the dunes lurks a mutation of matter itself, as if ancient alchemy has renewed its efforts to confound and intrigue. The shifting sands perform their own kind of magic over time, transforming any static interpretation of history, ensnaring with the cunning of ancient riddles. The sands hide secrets, yet they are also transformative, promising revelations to those daring enough to probe deeply into ages past. Building upon Saharan enigmas, the spectacle imposes insights upon structures across the globe. In the wake of such discovery, similar ancient sites arise from beneath diverse landscapes, awaiting storytellers and scholars to reveal shared histories. By comparing these global sites, we continue to map the intersection of history and myth, tracing the interconnected narrative threads of humanity across continents and cultures. Within these stories emerges the shadow of Atlantis, that famed and fallen city, forever intertwined with legend. The Sahara's hidden city may bear parallels to Atlantis, with tales cast in shadows where the line between myth and reality constantly shifts. These stories narrate past triumphs and possible failures, encouraging us to delve deeper into the malleable realities of human history. For the city beneath the Sahara is more than an archive of history. It holds the promise of a reclamation, wherein echoes of its silent song from civilizations long past await a future in which they might once again resound. As individuals tread the sands of potential, the past beckons, whispering into our dreams the vibrancy of long-lost worlds. This journey beckons us to transcend our limitations and embrace possibilities. The echoes of the past find new voice amongst present explorations, illuminating ancient avenues, guiding us toward realms unvisited, revealing the elusive city and its mysteries nestled within sands, concealed yet palpable as the ever-changing winds of the mighty Sahara. The Arctic Circle, with its vast icy expanses and seemingly infinite horizons, remains a place of profound mystery and intrigue. Its stark beauty, where snow and sky merge into a curtain of white, invites the mind to wander and explore what lies beyond the visible. For centuries, this realm of ice has been the subject of myth and legend, a place where the lines between reality and fantasy dance like the elusive northern lights. As we journey into the heart of these mysteries, we embark on an exploration that transcends physical boundaries and touches upon the sublime, a sacred expedition into a world where secrets are whispered to those willing to listen. Wrapped in blankets of frost and silence, the Arctic has long been a destination for the curious, the dreamers who believe there's more hidden beneath its icy layers. The perennial allure of unseen territories has summoned explorers from distant lands, venturing into what is often considered the last great frontier. They were drawn by tales of mysterious lands that might be tucked away, forgotten by time, and overlooked by maps. These adventurers, with dreams as vast as the frozen landscapes they traversed, have often disappeared into the Arctic void, their stories left incomplete, fragments of hopes frozen in time. The tales of lost expeditions serve as a poignant reminder of the Arctic's formidable challenges and the human spirit's relentless quest for discovery. Many set out with great ambitions, seeking knowledge or new lands, only to vanish into the icy embrace of the North. Their fates remain shrouded in mystery, woven into the fabric of Arctic lore, leaving behind tantalizing hints of what they might have discovered. Secrets possibly not meant for human eyes. Such stories keep the flame of curiosity burning, compelling us to ponder whether these lost souls stumbled upon truths buried beneath the ice. In today's age, where satellite imagery appears to offer us an omniscient view of our world, the marked absence of detail in certain parts of the Arctic seems both anachronistic and enigmatic. Viewed as errors or mere anomalies, these blank spaces on digital maps intrigue those who question official narratives. What might be hidden within these cartographic voids? Portals to other realms, perhaps? Or remnants of ancient worlds? With every gap, a door to speculation opens, inviting those with a sense of wonder to imagine what lies beyond the visible, just slightly out of the reach of our understanding. One of the most captivating legends emanating from the Arctic's mystery is that of Hyperborea. Ancient texts weave tales of a utopian paradise nestled beyond the cold, a realm basking in perpetual sunlight where time stands in benign suspension. This mythical land, described by writers such as Herodotus and Pliny, is said to be inhabited by beings untouched by age, a place of wisdom and harmony. Whether this account points to a lost civilization or symbolizes the ultimate human aspiration towards an ideal state, Hyperborea adds a tantalizing dimension to the Arctic's enigma, stirring the hearts of those who search for it among the frozen ridges and valleys. Further adding to the Arctic's mystique is the theory of inner Earth entrances, suggesting the possibility of concealed passages leading to realms beneath our feet. Proponents of this idea envision an underworld where undiscovered civilizations thrive, hidden from view by the natural cover of snow and ice. Though mainstream science is quick to dismiss the notion of a hollow Earth, this concept captures the imagination, evoking imagery of secret tunnels and untraversed worlds waiting beneath the icy surface. Each theory and imagined scenario invites deeper reflection on what the Arctic hides in its depths, challenging our assumptions of what is possible. Beyond myths and mysteries, the Arctic holds significant strategic value, as evidenced by its cloak of military secrecy. During the height of the Cold War, the Arctic's isolation made it an ideal theater for hidden operations and installations, outposts protected from prying eyes. These restricted zones, the product of geopolitical intrigues, have spawned numerous conspiracy theories about clandestine activities that might unfold far from what is publicly known. With limited access shrouding their true purpose, these military installations inspire stories both real and imagined, enriching the Arctic's narrative with layers of espionage and strategy. The native peoples of the Arctic, rich with traditions and stories steeped in the land's spirit, remind us of the depth and complexity within its frozen embrace. These narratives merge history and myth, offering invaluable snapshots of an Arctic teeming with unseen wonders and spiritual insights. Stories of invisible places, spirit realms, and ancestral paths passed through generations provide a unique perspective on the Arctic, portraying it not only in geographic, but also symbolic and sacred dimensions. In embracing this indigenous wisdom, we gain a fuller appreciation of the Arctic as a world where the seen and unseen dance in unity, inviting continual discovery and respect. The phenomenon of islands appearing and disappearing in the Arctic Ocean confers another layer of enigma upon this already inscrutable region. Documented by explorers and sailors alike, these transient lands spark endless debate among cartographers and scientists. Perhaps they are an optical illusion, a trick of navigational measures, or something far more otherworldly. They persist in challenging conventional wisdom, confounding our understanding of the physical world, and begging the question of how reality is perceived and understood in a realm where ice shapes land and vision alike. The magnetic North Pole, unlike its geographic counterpart, is in constant migration, guided by the shifting currents of Earth's molten core. This wandering creates an intriguing puzzle wrapped in the Arctic's icy layers, affecting navigation systems and even wildlife patterns. While scientific discoveries strive to understand the implications of this movement, it remains an ever-present mystery, a tangible manifestation of the world's fluid nature and the core mysteries underlying our everyday existence. The ethereal aurora borealis, with its tendrils of luminescent color painting the Arctic skies, wraps this northern realm in an otherworldly glow. For some, these vivid displays signify messages from spiritual realms or portals to dimensions untouchable by human laws. Beyond their visual beauty, the auroras fuel tales of mystical impacts on consciousness, inviting one to ponder their effects on those who witness their dance. These possibilities imbue the auroras with an aura of mystery that complements their undeniable allure, bringing enchantment as much as illumination to the Arctic night. Beneath the Arctic's frozen exterior lie wonders waiting to be discovered. Recent explorations have revealed subglacial lakes and unusual geological formations that challenge traditional understandings of ice and Earth interactions. Such discoveries hint at unseen ecosystems and preserved histories, potentially offering new insights into Earth's ancient processes. With each expedition, the Arctic's frozen spell yields another fragment of the planet's story, urging a re-examination of the boundaries between our known world and the mystical realm it conceals. Although the effects of climate change often portray a grim future for the Arctic, they also unveil secrets long buried beneath layers of snow. As glaciers recede, they reveal echoes from the past, artifacts, frozen creatures, and remnants of long-lost civilizations. These revelations offer fleeting glimpses into moments frozen in time, providing insights into human and natural histories intertwined in ways yet to be fully appreciated. They remind us of the ever-present tension between preservation and discovery, offering lessons that may guide future generations in their custodianship of Earth's fragile beauty. The very geological foundation of the Arctic, hidden beneath centuries of accumulated ice, holds the promise of discovery through the study of its structures and formations. As new technologies reveal its enigmatic landscapes, the Arctic's mountains and valleys are mapped, its geological narrative continues to unfold. Not just a wilderness frozen in time, the Arctic poses questions about Earth's evolutionary journey, offering clues to ancient processes that shaped our world in ways both known and mysterious. Emerging technologies have forged a new domain of exploration within the Arctic, revealing insights into this icy expanse anew. Satellite imagery, deep drilling, and other innovations peel back the layers of Arctic secrecy, offering glimpses into its untold stories. Yet these advancements bring with them challenges as data unveils anomalies that upend long-standing models, keeping the Arctic shrouded in an air of mystery that thrives in conjunction with scientific progress. The wildlife of the Arctic, with its resilient adaptations, continues to captivate those drawn towards the mysteries of survival in such harsh conditions. From the resourcefulness of the Arctic fox to the majestic presence of polar bears, these creatures exemplify tales of endurance and adaptability. Their existence invites speculation about the limits of life and the remarkable capabilities that allow flora and fauna to thrive amidst relentless cold and scarcity, blurring lines between fact and fantasy. Ice cores extracted from the Arctic's frozen expanse contain records that stretch into the vast timelines of Earth's climatic past. Acting as time capsules, they reveal atmospheric conditions across millennia, providing vital context for understanding how climate systems have evolved. Drilling into these frozen chronicles is a delicate endeavor, one that balances technological precision with the ancient truths locked within. Each core provides a narrative of Earth's environmental history, a glimpse into patterns and shifts that inform both our understanding of the past and our stewardship of the future. Across cultures and epochs, the Arctic has held a significant position in global mythology, its remote and enigmatic qualities echoing in legends and sagas worldwide. Whether Nordic epics or indigenous creation tales, the Arctic resounds as a timeless symbol of humanity's quest to unravel the universe's mysteries. By examining these myths, we find expressions of hope and longing, an acknowledgement of the inexorable draw the unknown holds upon humankind's imagination. While the rest of the world becomes increasingly accessible, the Arctic stands as one of the last bastions of unexplored territory, sparking visions of adventure amid its daunting expanses. It offers an invitation to those brave enough to venture forth and confront nature's most imposing challenges. As the world becomes smaller, the Arctic's vastness expands in human consciousness, offering unclaimed territory where exploration still promises the exhilaration of discovery and the satisfaction of meeting nature on its own terms. Yet, with exploration comes the responsibility of respecting the Arctic's fragile systems and the indigenous peoples whose narratives are woven into its icy soul. Ethical exploration embraces the spirit of partnership and conscientious engagement, ensuring that the pursuit of knowledge does not come at the cost of destruction. By honoring the land and its traditional custodians, we forge a path that respects both the Arctic's awe-inspiring mysteries and the wisdom embedded in its culture, fostering hope for sustainable exploration. The auroras have always inspired cultures across the Arctic, weaving themselves into the art, music, and spiritual practices of the North. For many indigenous communities, these radiant displays are much more than natural phenomena. They are an endless source of imagination and mythical connection. Their beauty inspires artists and dreamers, forging a link between the realities of the world we inhabit and the ethereal domains that lie beyond, unifying the physical with the spiritual in a shared cultural embrace. The Arctic, with its myriad of magnetic anomalies, leaves compasses spinning and technology faltering, suggesting hidden forces beneath the ice that continue to baffle scientists and inspire speculation. These enigmatic disruptions invite inquiries into the unseen energies at play, urging a deeper understanding of the hidden complexities beneath the surface. By exploring these phenomena, we challenge the limitations of our current technology, expanding our perception of what might lie within and beyond this mysterious realm. Some researchers propose that the Arctic plays a remarkable role in celestial alignments, offering insights that reach beyond the physical realm. They suggest this northern domain serves as a focal point, aligning with celestial bodies in ways that reflect greater cosmic truths. With each discovery, we glimpse an Arctic that is not only a geographical paradise, but a spiritual landmark, transcending its physical boundaries to hint at the mysteries of the universe. The Arctic embodies the dual promise and peril intrinsic to exploration, offering both the allure of discovery and the risks posed by its harsh, inhospitable conditions. For each expedition that returns triumphant, countless stories remain untold, underscoring the formidable nature of Arctic exploration. This juxtaposition of fragility and strength reflects the larger enigma of the Arctic, a siren call to those daring to unlock its secrets, able to inspire the yearning for knowledge deep within the human spirit. In its symbolism, the Arctic resonates with larger themes of isolation and introspection, representing the blank canvas upon which humanity projects its most profound aspirations and fears. The icy wilderness becomes not just a destination for physical journeys, but a landscape where existential quests for understanding are staged against the backdrop of infinite expanse. Embracing the Arctic's metaphorical charm invites profound inner reflection, pushing the boundaries of consciousness as we seek to unravel the mysteries that lie in its frozen embrace. As we arrive at the threshold of this captivating journey, the Arctic remains an awe-inducing enigma, its mysteries interwoven with the fabric of reality. Here, the known and the unknown converge into a grand symphony of exploration and revelation, challenging the limits of our understanding while fueling the latent curiosity of our species. In contemplating its vast, uncharted territories, we pay homage to an ever-unfolding tapestry of lackluster perception, one that teeters just beyond our complete comprehension. Even as scientific endeavors illuminate new facets of this frigid realm, the Arctic retains its allure, demanding respect for the unfathomable power and majesty of nature. This icy wilderness stands as an eternal testament to the boundless curiosity that defines us, inviting all who listen for its whispers to discover what lies within and beyond. In the heart of the Amazon lies more than the tangible world perceives, a realm where myths become whispers carried on the winds and secrets dance beneath the canopy. Amongst these tales is the legend of the moving island, a nomadic landmass whose existence fluctuates like the murmurs of the jungle's spirit animals. Locals recount stories steeped in enchantment, of an island that refuses permanence, seen only by those who wander with an open heart. Souvenirs of origination shadow its identity, fictionalized realities echoing depths unmarked by geographical certainty. Described as a realm more ethereal than earthly, it conceals itself within the Amazon's labyrinth, appearing sporadically, as fleeting as an illusion, luring explorers with promises shrouded in mystery. Yet, though outsiders venture with intentions of discovery, they often return with tales laden in ambiguity. The island remains impervious to captivity, eluding mapmakers' eager quills. The air buzzes with histories passed from elder to child, woven through oral traditions imbued with imagery that straddles the boundary between reality and dream. For the Amazonian tribes, the moving island is not merely a piece of earth drifted away, but a living entity, breathing with the vitality of the forest. Known to some as Alaquaya, shape-shifting land, it is cherished not as anomaly, but as sacred, a spiritual sentinel guiding those worthy enough to seek refuge. Elders speak with reverence of moments when ancestors found sanctuary during times of hardship, describing flora and fauna found nowhere else, a biodiverse theater unlocked only to those recognized by the island itself, bearing secrets etched into the sinews of ancient narratives. As these historical layers sediment over time, European explorers' accounts add another dimension to the island's elusive existence. Diaries and sketches in aged journals speak of an island absent from maps yet vivid in memory. These chroniclers of the past bore witness to a geography that, much like the natural world it inhabited, defied order imposed by human hands, an ephemeral place retaining the essence of the Amazon's mysterious depths. Disparate as these testimonies may be, they converge on a shared reflection of awe, a marvel that transcends physical exploration. To comprehend the island's fugitive nature, one must delve into the geographic complexities against which it dances, a symphony of sediment, floodplain, and riverine current composing a narrative of constant transformation. Within this fluid embrace, it is not inconceivable that unnamed islands surface and recede, orchestrated by a rhythm intrinsic to the Amazon basin. Here, the expanse of the river cradles phenomena where nature's hand sketches, erases, and creates anew. Geographical hypotheses ferment an understanding of how such land might remain unfixed, born in seasonal ebbs and flows, whispering through the undercurrents. This tangible tale enacts a dance of soil and water encircling the moving island, embracing the unknown as deeply as it does logic, a balance of esoteric and empirical spun by the forest's hands. The botanical wonders hidden within this peripatetic realm ensnare as much curiosity as the soil that bears them. Descriptions of the moving island's flora portray an enclave beyond the Amazon's verdant diversity, a sanctuary of adaptation, echoing isolation within its constraints. The flora revealed by indigenous wisdom underscores a place of healing, its vegetation a tapestry not witnessed in familiar exploration, but in oral legacy. New species take root where seclusion bestows resilience, fostering evolution's subtle hues within their home. Entwined with the foliage, the island acts as a cradle for rare fauna, a sanctuary of life protected by its arboreal veils. Tales surface of splendid creatures confined to its shifting earth, tales of birds with songs unique in their resonance, insects gilded with iridescence, and creatures of unparalleled vibrancy. Migratory whispers surround these inhabitants, suggesting an arc carried with each relocation. That which is unfathomable becomes mere homage to nature's artistry, venerated by those whom the island shelters. Yet, in the age of satellite mapping and global coordinates, an uncharted island transforms into an enigma. Scientific forays, leveraging the latest in technology, aim to unmask this elusive entity. Yet the pursuit meets obstacles as modern cartography struggles against the island's innate fluidity. Every conjectured glimpse from space vanishes as quickly as it appears, dismissed amid doubts that riddle such ambitious endeavors. The Amazon's quiet, watchful bower offers none willing confirmation. Only an innate chorus of defiance whispers through foliage. The mystical layers enveloping the moving island do not evaporate beneath inquiry, but instead fuse deeper with its essence. While geologists and geomorphologists investigate the earthly shifts, the tribes see something beyond. To them, the moving island is ensouled, conscious, a reminder of harmony's impermanence. For as the forest changes, so does the spirit of the moving island. Mystical constructs echo throughout myths, asserting the interconnectedness of all things, bridging mortal realms with visionary insight. Within these narratives unfold the stories guarded sacredly by indigenous cultures, signifiers weighted with moral teachings. The island mirrors riverine spirits, unraveling truths that impart preservation and equilibrium, enabling symbiosis within the wilderness. The island beckons introspection rather than excavation, a sentinel urging respect for the delicate tapestry inscribed by nature's meticulous hand. Greener undercurrents weave further curiosity into the enigma as whispers arise of ancient remnants enshrined on its banks. Some claim the land harbors ruins of civilizations cloaked by foliage, once monuments to expertise. A culture flourishing amidst tethered earth, now eclipsed in history, offers blinks towards brilliance beyond time's veil. Perhaps what lies beneath the creeper-covered stones are inscriptions of a forgotten era, societal imprints waiting to enlighten. The notion of the island as animate, imbued with sentience, coalesces into belief. Tribal lore resounds with life, affirming an understanding deeper than sight, fostering observations that mold interactions with the elemental world. For within the whispering canopy, each breath that passes is a tribute, a consciousness reverent and intrinsic to its habitat. Here, sustaining and nurturing become communal truths, enacted as love defines sovereignty. Encounters of the moving island abound, woven from tales of expeditions interlaced with expectation and discovery. As navigators traverse its lair, convergence crafts first-hand accounts, stirring truth within the realm of the inexplicable. These chronicles originate from explorers, etching experiences amidst delirium, wherein dawn oft draws shadows across the verdant sphere, known yet not wholly possessed. In turn, scientific pursuits penetrate the swathes of the Amazon in fascination as to how this entity defies consistent exposure. Maintaining such marginal glimpses underscores the breadth of what science may perceive, yet tread gently. A space wherein human intellect stretches toward the periphery of understanding, near imperceptible truths. The island's presence symbolizes the intrinsic bond uniting existence and metaphysics. This myth surrounding the moving island also encompasses time and space in continuity, linking ancestral echoes with contemporary explorations. Such understanding is an invitation to engage with nature's mythos, where narratives transcend change and occupy all through the recesses of symbol-bound paths. In unraveling these portraits of the unseen, we stride alongside the intangibility and hear resounding echoes of evanescence. Impermanence defines an island's agile dance through the Amazon as mists enshroud meanings unraveled, harnessing momentary existences amidst fickle rivulets. Invited by nature's song, swathed in translucence, life's traces fade while telling tales, an ever-shifting facet of paradise that defies constancy yet remains grounded in the cyclical serenity of its wilderness. The moving island becomes an ode to contemplation, an homage to enduring wonder. Upon its verdure lies an unspoken encouragement to delve unknown mysteries, to embrace nature's vulnerabilities alongside one's own. Through the gentle touch of wonder, knowledge wraps tender curiosity with celestial mirth, invigorating inevitabilities tangibly bound in dreams. Sprouting beyond fiction, practical truths greater than imaginings extend from this living enigma. It facilitates exploration that seeks land consonances forged by strokes of tradition. Dialogues draw forth around stewardship and legacy, urging blended guardianship over hearts that resonate with verdant spirits unseen. Aligning culture and systems in communion, the moving island's legacy is both botanical and human, a dance profound within a labyrinthine garden. Here, history whispers through the gridwork of time, revealing the depth present in simple wonders. In presenting itself as a cherubic talisman for safeguarding land, the island narrates the world it ensconces, a dialogue shared amidst celestial roads juxtaposing narrative voyage with conservation's truth. In the heart of Central Asia, amid the whispers of shifting sands and ancient secrets, lies a tale of mystery. A river that once thrived on Soviet maps has now quietly disappeared, leaving behind a story shrouded in enigma. This chapter gently unfolds the narrative of this elusive river, once a vital lifeline for the communities nestled along its banks. Now vanished, yet echoing through time in the tales of those it nurtured. Once etched into maps of the Soviet era, this river played an indispensable role in irrigation and local legends, providing sustenance and stories in equal measure. But with the dissolution of the Soviet Union, as borders were redrawn and political landscapes shifted, the river faded from cartographic records, creating a void not only on maps, but in the very essence of the land and its people. Numerous theories have surfaced to explain the river's disappearance, each a thread in the tapestry of its mystery. Some suggest natural phenomena as culprits. Perhaps the river fell victim to shifting climates, diminishing rainfall, or tectonic movements that altered its course. Scientists posit that increased desertification may have rerouted or dried up the river entirely, leaving a forgotten riverbed where once life flowed. Critics, however, point to inconsistencies in this narrative, noting reports of the river briefly returning, suggesting more than just the natural ebb and flow of drought patterns, hinting at deeper geological or hydrological mysteries. As the story unfolds, the river's historical significance becomes apparent. For centuries, it served as a lifeblood for the region, aiding in cultivation, supporting ecosystems, and creating a natural boundary, as evidenced by ancient texts and Soviet-era documents. Beyond practical uses, the river shaped cultures and identities, deeply entwined with the stories and myths that survived its physical absence. Oral traditions speak of spirits and mystical happenings, preserving the river's memory in the annals of imagination and highlighting its profound impact on human consciousness. The possibility of human intervention looms large over this saga. Decades of irrigation projects, dam constructions, and industrial developments, hallmarks of ambitious Soviet engineering, may have altered or diminished the river's course. Abandoned and unfinished infrastructures tell tales of ambitious projects that perhaps redirected water flow, leaving the land to thirst. These anthropogenic influences compound a narrative of nature and human endeavor colliding, resulting in unintended consequences with resonances that echo into the present. Equally intriguing is the theory of cartographic errors, a narrative suggesting that early mapmakers mistakenly inscribed non-existent waterways, thus creating myths that maps perpetuated until modern technologies allowed for revisions. With advances in satellite mapping and geographic information systems, previous inaccuracies were corrected, and the mysterious river vanished from contemporary records. These inconsistencies challenge our perceptions of geography, raising questions about historical reliability and the complexities of integrating traditional data into modern frameworks of understanding. But beyond maps, the river's essence survives in intangible forms, through local legends and oral histories passed down through generations. These stories, steeped in myth, reveal the cultural significance and spiritual ties that communities maintain with this ghostly waterway. For those who lived along its banks, the river remains a living entity, a guardian spirit that defies the confines of modern cartography. Government policies and the cloak of secrecy that can surround geopolitical matters also invite speculation. The river's disappearance coinciding with post-Soviet restructuring fuels suspicions of intentional obfuscation. Was its erasure part of a grander strategy to obscure resources or strategic locations amidst changing power dynamics? Though conclusive evidence remains elusive, whispers of declassified documents and cryptic references in official records beckon further exploration. The river's mystery has inspired a new wave of geographical expeditions as researchers embark on quests to trace its hidden path. Equipped with modern technologies, these explorers collaborate with local guides attuned to the land's whispers, navigating the harsh terrain in search of a vanished course. Their findings contribute to a rich tapestry of understanding, blending historical curiosity with modern scientific inquiry and challenging us to consider how geography informs identity. In literature and art, the river stands as a metaphor for loss, change, and the elusive nature of truth. Artists and writers draw from its mythos, crafting works that encapsulate ephemeral beauty and the endurance of memory. Through these creative expressions, the river transcends its physical absence to become a symbol of transformation, resonating with reflections on impermanence and the shifting sands of time. Indigenous perspectives provide rich narratives that frame the river as sacred, emphasizing interconnectedness over ownership. Ethnoecological studies illuminate these views, revealing a tapestry of spiritual continuity that challenges conventional notions of resource control. The river embodies a profound environmental stewardship, a testament to resilience amid adversity. As we widen our lens to compare other vanishing waterways, patterns emerge that resonate globally, from the mysterious Sarasvati River in India to challenges faced by the Colorado River in the United States. The themes of loss, change, and adaptation echo across continents and time. These comparisons underscore humanity's relationship with nature, questioning the permanence we often attribute to geographical features. The environmental impacts of the river's disappearance are undeniable. Once a cradle for biodiversity, its absence altered ecosystems, destabilizing habitats and shifting ecological balances. Scientists document these shifts as nature struggles to accommodate the absence, offering insights for future conservation efforts and reminding us of the delicate balance within which our planet thrives. Archaeological discoveries along the river's former banks unveil secrets of ancient civilizations dependent on its life-giving waters. Artifacts reveal the interconnection between humanity and geography, linking us to bygone eras and providing context for interpreting modern challenges. These findings offer a bridge between past and present, enriching our understanding of regional identity and resilience. Yet, even with advanced mapping technologies, challenges persist in tracing the river's historical paths. While modern techniques unlock potential insights, they also expose errors and inefficiencies inherent in traditional methods, inviting continuous reevaluation. Technological advancements reshape cartography, allowing us to visualize submerged histories and correct inaccuracies inherent in spatial narratives. Communities once reliant on the river demonstrate resilience through adaptation, forging new ways to secure water and sustain life amidst change. Their experiences offer valuable lessons in endurance and innovation, highlighting the power of community-driven solutions in addressing environmental challenges. These testimonies add depth to the dialogues on sustainable development and autonomy, presenting frameworks applicable worldwide. Media coverage amplifies public fascination with the river's mystery, shaping perceptions through narratives that straddle the line between speculation and reality. News articles and documentaries delve into the enigma, invoking critical reflections on how stories are told and truths are constructed. These portrayals highlight tensions between sensationalism and credibility, inviting scrutiny of how geographic mysteries are framed within contemporary discourse. To truly understand the vanished river's story, historians reevaluate historical sources through meticulous analysis, ensuring interpretations align with evidence. By cross-verifying archival materials against modern understanding, scholars uncover nuanced perspectives that dispel long-standing myths. Through these efforts, clarity emerges from the shadows, allowing us to document regions' latent narratives with greater fidelity. The vanished river presents an educational opportunity, offering lessons on the interplay between nature, human history, and modern technology. Schools and universities can foster inquiry-driven discussions that synthesize past and present knowledge, nurturing intellectual curiosity and creativity. By integrating multidisciplinary perspectives, educational initiatives illuminate how disparate narratives coalesce, enriching our understanding of geospatial phenomena. Beyond practical implications, the river symbolizes transformation, resonating across mythology, literature, and cultural consciousness. Artists and writers draw inspiration from its narrative, offering reflections on loss and resilience. Through these representations, the river's legacy endures, echoing humanity's quest to reconcile change with understanding, impermanence with meaning. As digital archaeology progresses, virtual reality offers novel ways to visualize vanished landscapes, creating immersive experiences that bridge past and present. Augmented technologies allow us to engage with these histories, enhancing empathy and connection while preserving intangible legacies. By envisioning transformed landscapes, we reanimate historical narratives, inviting exploration within enriched contextual frameworks. Even within the realm of cosmic theories, the river's story finds a place. Speculation about astrogeological alignments or mystical events invites contemplation beyond traditional skepticism, probing fringe perspectives that weave through the fabric of reality. In embracing these musings, we embark on a journey through enigma and curiosity, inspiring dialogues that merge spiritual exploration with scientific inquiry. The river's tale, rooted in geography, ripples through the identity and culture of the region, shaping senses of belonging and understanding over time. Traditions capture its memory, reinforcing the continuity of heritage even as landscapes change. By valuing its cultural impact, we grasp the deeper legacy of geographic features, appreciating their role in forging unified identities amid dynamic transformations. Occulted narratives add layers of intrigue to the river's story, inviting speculation about buried histories obscured from mainstream discourse. Allegations of secret agendas during pivotal geopolitical shifts prompt reevaluations of historical paradigms. These hidden tales challenge us to seek comprehensive understanding, merging documented accounts into cohesive discussions that transcend conventional historical boundaries. The metaphysical dimensions of the river's tale reflect broader philosophical discussions on movement, transformation, and the fluidity of existence. These contemplations deepen our grasp of nature's resilience, weaving dialogues that transcend physicality and explore the essence of change. Embracing these metaphysical interpretations allows us to contemplate the cosmic dance of transformation, where every mystery carries a deeper understanding of our place within the universe. In the end, the saga of the Vanishing River invites us to reimagine geography's role in unraveling enigmas. By synthesizing discoveries and insights, we forge adaptable frameworks capable of decoding hidden narratives that occupy the space between the tangible and the spiritual. This vanished river becomes a catalyst for interdisciplinary exploration, encouraging us to embrace the interconnectedness of reality and nurture an ongoing dialogue with the mysteries of our world. In this continuous flow, the river remains, a whisper of the past, a symbol of change, and a reminder that in nature and in spirit, nothing is ever truly lost. In the vast canvas of human exploration and cartography, there lies an enigmatic array of ruins glimpsed briefly from the celestial eyes of satellites. These marvels materialize across the digital plane only to fade, as though swallowed by the shadows of history itself. What stories do these fleeting impressions conceal, and what forces orchestrate their sudden disappearance? This narrative invites you to join the mysterious dance between the visible and the unseen, where whispers of ancient civilizations emerge briefly before retreating back into the realm of the unknown. The advent of satellite imagery has cast new light upon our world, revealing remote corners and hidden treasures beneath the Earth's vast tapestry. Hovering in the silent sea of space, these technological wonders capture our planet with unerring detail, painting vivid pictures of regions untouched by human feet. Yet, even these precise instruments occasionally unveil ruins that defy interpretation, structures that appear momentarily, only to dissolve into the ether without explanation. Why does the sky reveal these secrets only to obscure them once more? Such anomalies stoke the fires of curiosity, leading us to wonder whether they are simple errors or perhaps something more deliberate. Could forces beyond our understanding be at play, actively deciding what remains visible and what must be erased? The ruins themselves, when revealed, are tantalizing mysteries begging for closer inspection. Are they remnants of lost civilizations, architectural masterpieces submerged under time's relentless sands, or mere specters born from the interplay of light and shadow? The transformation of these structures from digital ghosts into tangible reality fuels endless debate as the boundary between fact and fiction blurs in the mind's eye. For every vanished edifice, there may lie the key to untold chapters of human history, offering insights into cultures that thrived and fell away, silently shaping our collective past. The allure of rediscovery is more than mere intrigue. It is a call to unravel the narratives that have remained unspoken, to listen to the echoes of societies woven into the very fabric of human existence. As modern pioneers equipped with satellite imagery venture forth, they navigate a complex puzzle of recognition and revelation. The wonders they momentarily capture are woven into an elaborate tapestry of history and myth, a dichotomy that challenges our very perceptions of reality. Are these monuments pillars of ancient human achievement, or artifacts of imagination's grand design? The stakes in this game of ruins are high, for the omission of such sites from our maps affects not only archaeological understanding, but cultural narratives and identities. Historical accuracy becomes an intricate tapestry, simultaneously obscured and clarified by the specters of these lost landmarks. When cartographic records fail to align with digital findings, we are left to ponder the reliability and motivations behind these gaps in our shared narrative. Maps, both ancient and modern, offer more than mere geographical guidance. They serve as canvases where political agendas and territorial negotiations play out, transcending physical boundaries to influence perceptions of reality and unseen histories. Each time a map is redrawn or a ruin vanishes, we unravel deeper questions about the forces that sculpt the very narratives we rely upon to anchor our world's story. The aesthetic of absence, too, holds its own peculiar beauty, a haunting tableau where art meets archaeology, invoking a contemplation of the ephemeral nature of existence. In these voids, where once there stood magnificent structures, we encounter a silent poetry, a call to reflect on the transient dance between presence and absence. As the quest for historical veracity continues, technology's role as both historian and editor becomes increasingly nuanced. From advancements in LiDAR to ground-penetrating radar, our capacity to peer beneath the Earth's surface grows ever more sophisticated. These tools uncover further dimensions of invisible mysteries, challenging the boundary between artifact and illusion. Yet, with every breakthrough, we must tread carefully to understand the ethical implications of our findings and maintain respect for the cultures entwined with these lost relics. The guardians of such hidden knowledge, often unseen and unnamed, stand at the threshold, controlling access to secrets long buried. These stewards carry the weight of immense responsibility as they balance the pursuit of wisdom with the necessity of discretion. Some protect these bygone sanctuaries out of fear of potential exploitation, while others seek to reveal the truths that may reshape our worldview. In this dance, the line between conspiracy and truth often blurs, inviting whispers of cover-ups and tales of concealment. Is there credence to assertions of powerful entities shaping these mysteries for their own ends? Or do such tales merely reflect humankind's penchant for intrigue and imagination? Whether myths of vanished cities or whispers of cosmic interventions, the stories behind these ruins compel us to navigate the delicate interplay between legend and fact. Such narratives challenge us to re-examine our truths and reconsider the boundaries between myth and history, as reality itself becomes a tapestry woven with threads of both. As humanity embraces interconnectedness in a digitally fluent age, the discourse around lost ruins expands beyond closed circles and shifts into the collective domain. Access to information radiates across the global network, allowing rediscovery and examination beyond the confines of geography or institutional control. While such dissemination may democratize knowledge, it also poses challenges as narrative guardians navigate a world of proliferated ideas, where truth can weave itself through or away from public consciousness. Standing as silent witnesses in this tale of absence, these ruins, redacted from our maps and memories, beckon us to contemplate their existence, to honor their stories either lost or whispered. As modern cartographers contend with fast-evolving technologies and new territories of narrative engagement, they partake in this timeless journey to unravel, retell, and reimagine the chronicles of humanity through those elusive shadows, the ruins seen from satellite, and then gently erased. Maps, those silent witnesses to the wanderings of humankind, encapsulate more than the mere lay of the land. They are richly woven tapestries of a collective human quest for knowledge. They stand as symbols of adventure and authority, of the desire to articulate the unknown. In centuries past, mapmakers found themselves gripped by the tension between empirical navigation and the boundless possibilities of the imagination. Such creators dared to fill blank spaces with mythical realms and creatures, creating worlds that were as much about the human spirit as they were about geography. In the solemnity of ancient atlases, we encounter an aura of the mystical. They waver between certainty and abyss, inviting us to ponder lands forever effaced or realms corrected into oblivion. It's within these pages that the echoes of Terra Incognita speak, a Latin enchantment encapsulating lands beyond the veil, glimpsed only through the shadowy recesses of human imagination. These stippled notes denoted more than geographic ignorance. They embodied a tempting absence that suggested worlds still untethered by truth and reason, unseen yet waiting just beyond the horizon. Embark now on the spectral journeys of phantom islands, geographical specters who once commanded incontrovertible presence on navigational charts, yet later dissolved under the unflinching scrutiny of investigation. These elusive enclaves, conjured by sailors' tales and explorers' bold promises, invoke the reverent ambiguity of belief and skepticism. As slowly their outlines faded from maps, the islands themselves were memorialized more in what was believed than in what was witnessed, immortalized as poignant vignettes of discovery set adrift into legend. Consider California. Once it was not adjoined firmly to North America's earthly sprawl, but depicted as a grand, wandering isle. For more than 100 years, a misunderstanding born of early navigational spuriousness let it drift solitary on maps. The correction came not swiftly, but eventually, realigning understanding with observation, reflecting how truth in cartography reshapes perception and memory. The California as Island reverie is a testament to the gentle transformation from hearers' tales to the attestation of thorough knowledge. Yet even as we contemplate the Earth's great transformations under the gaze of navigation's keen eye, the poles swathed in eternal cold remained untouched realms, uninscribed upon maps save for the phantoms of imagination. Cartographers bared their pens to speculation and embellishment, intertwining mystery along the boundaries of fact. Over time, the spaces once left blank at the extremities transmuted, rich with stories traded in the fullness of knowledge for the steadfast desolation of geographical fact. Beyond the northern mist and down into Vineland's phantom embrace, we travel where history, lived and imagined, entwines. Vinland spoke in the tongues of Norsemen. Its rich, unwritten landscapes set the backdrop for early European voyages. But as the fog of time thickened, Vinland's location was left to whisper through curvature of maps, glimmers of land described yet elusive, drawn through fingers of possibility but never substance. Turning our gaze westward, the vagaries of martyrdom seas carve pathways through impressionable tides, where cartographers indulged in the ornate, filled with foreboding seas named the Mare Tenebrosum. The inspirited names applied to these roiling torrents, though issued from mariners' fearsome tales, kindled within maps the essence of enigmatic adventure before giving way to lines stark and void, exquisite canvases of uncertain truths. Maps, through history, have not been mere repositories of landscapes, but instruments of influence, shaping the peripheries of empires' reach. Leaders, sovereign in power, etched and re-etched control across maps, transmuting them into artifacts of dominion rather than truth. They fed upon the delicate balance of persuasion over spaces unmeasured, yet keenly contested, as political necessity cleared away to blank expressions of geography, marking fraught dialogues between power and representation. Religious and spiritual narratives also blanketed the terrestrial frame with divine imprimatur, bestowing ephemeral sites with holiness or mythic heritage, positing blank spaces as celestial precincts. The transition into enlightenment marked the shift to scientific reevaluation, weaving anew the realms of existence and fable. Yet such transition retained in maps the resonance of metaphysical yearning, an ancient symphony upon the new canvas of inquiry. Thus did maps evolve, adorned with the emblem of accuracy, but entwined with the spirit of ancient wonder. Those blanks that once breathed life into untested worlds gave voice to scientific articulation, a testament to the maturing consciousness of humankind. Even so, they never lost their longing, for in either omission or assertion, maps whisper promises of unmeasured lands, resonant reminders as ever with tales still to unfold. Journey further and discern those things seen and unseen, Oceania's lost islands, whose immutable forms once suggested an Atlantean bridge, now surrendered to the shadows of intrepid oceans. The re-angling of reality against myth leads finally to acknowledgement, yet strives perchance for hopes unmaterialized, yet vibrant with elusive promise, with each new stroke revealing a cartographic epilogue full of the ethereal unknown. In the archives of cartographic arts, we discover missteps rectified, knowledge cherished as evolving candor. Misplaced certainties give way to an irrevocable commitment to fidelity, carving an iterative path toward clarity. Pride and diligence became twin stars by which mapmakers charted their course through complexity, redrawing the essence of the earth with a hand poised between error and mastery, a perpetual echo of intellect's guiding light. The story of Terra Australis, a fascination in cartographic history, posits another realm as canvas for humankind's yearning. Despite its terra incognita label, transformed from anticipation to nullity by exploration, what remains must remind us of the sweeping landscapes once filled with human conjecture and the victors of imperceptible conquest against all horizons. Maps as narratives themselves, part science, part art, enfold the chronicles of cartographers whose lives etched onto parchment and vellum come alive. They acclaimed more than soil and sea. They gave shelter to human stories, emboldened by personal journeys, imbued within the map's soul. The creators told of insights gained, their battles with nature, with intellect charted, legacy in every swath of ink met with heart-whispered land. The Zeno map, a relic of mystery and imagination, breathes life into northern territories unseen, telling of journeys and realms as poetic as they are questioned. This paradox of imagination and geography exudes revelations beyond bounds of physicality, a testament to the exploration of consciousness, echoing the quest for truths, charted and uncharted, between substance and shadow. Lost worlds, those captivating specters of what might be, reach into the interstices of our vision, entailing whispers of civilizations unseen and bid corners of territories recapturable only in myth. Mapped intervals of blankness spark fire in our curious hearts, unraveling realities of what might lie beyond. And it is upon these turbid uncertainties that the maps forever rest. There too, High Brazil and Avalon weave into our cartographic history, emblematic of human desire etched within the past cradles of myth. They stand anchored in gossamer, what they offer full only in tales, wisp-etched phantoms, removed from rigid geographies, thus wrapped in transcendental allure, at once unseen yet foundational as essences of memory. Yet, as exactitude found steady ground, maps reshaped vistas dark, allowing the artist's brush to unfurl an empirical narrative interwoven with human seeking and sophisticated awe. The nuanced evolution toward scientific truth freed maps from unfounded retellings, even as it invited retrospection and the recollection of wonder. Beneath these veils reside forgotten insights, hushed yet reachable. Maps speak to that which dwells between the mystery and the known. Unseen layers of history await there, await forthright discernment and intrepid revisitation of form and theory. These spaces, mystical and estranged, invite contemplation balanced between the perceived and veiled unknown. Finally, let this be a testament to blank maps' transcendental legacy. Behold, they are wondrous enshrining of an order yearning past diurnal constraints. They evoke vitality, an embrace of void spaces yearning for tales as yet unvoiced within terrestrial stories, spatial souls awaiting kindred spirits to unfold their boundless realms. In maps, the world, spun on ethereal threads, spins back to the light of an ever-turning enigma. In the labyrinth of cartography, we find ourselves wandering through corridors filled with maps that appear deceptively simple at first glance, yet they hold secrets and whisper untold stories of power and influence. As we delve deeper into this arcane world, we uncover that these maps, stripped of their layers, are etched with more than just lines of navigation. They chart narratives dictated by unseen hands, steering perceptions and histories. Behind every stroke lies the touch of an artist, a scientist, or perhaps a mysterious gatekeeper quietly deciding what truths will be unveiled or concealed. For centuries, the art of map-making intertwined intricately with the dispersion of power and knowledge. Those who wielded the cartographer's pen controlled the realm of human possibility, casting shadows or lights over territories and identities. During the age of exploration, maps were often altered by design to mislead adversaries or fortify claims to newfound lands. One might ponder whether modern technology, with its promise of precision, has merely refined this coquettish practice of covert cartographic control. Might this digital revelry of data, instead of expanding truth, be bending it gracefully beneath the cloaks of those unknown editors dancing between fact and fabrication? The gentle murmur of ghostly figures emerges as we ponder the sprawling influence of corporations and government agencies. These shapeless entities, shrouded in anonymity, might seem like benign tech companies or research institutes. Yet hush, listen closely, for they hold considerable sway over the maps we depend on. What motives course through their veined connections, driving them to craft maps that sometimes obfuscate more than they reveal? In questioning this tangled web of spheres, a symbiotic dance between tech behemoths and sprawling governments, we recognize the mutual advantages of guiding global perceptions, vested in agendas that warp transparency with the silken threads of power and cryptic intent. Piercing through layers of time, we unravel the fascinating history of cartographic errors, convenient mistakes aligning with political aspirations. No ripple is too gentle to escape notice in the grand ocean of historical maps, where discrepancies speak volumes more than their silence might suggest. These so-called errors echo with consequence. They are whispers of nations unrecognized, untapped treasures lying dormant, a tapestry of manipulation colored by strategic needs. As our introspective journey deepens, we confront the unsettling notion that maps, with their serene depictions of mountains and deserts, may serve as veils, camouflaging layers of deceit beneath their trusted surfaces. In this digital age, hope glimmered as technology seemed ready to democratize geographical knowledge for eager minds far and wide. Yet, with such hope emerges the threat of unprecedented control and censorship. Entertainment intermingles with maps, and as pixels shift subtly or entire zones blur silently, it becomes apparent that these digital cartographies are amenable to manipulation. They walk a tightrope between revealing the world and guarding its mysteries, sometimes at the behest of government requests or under the shroud of security concerns. This digital duality poses an enigmatic question for our critical eye. Are maps lifting the veil on truth? Or are they curtain-drawn theaters orchestrating curated glimpses of the world, careful not to expand too far beyond the designated frame? Transparency, much like truth, ebbs and flows with the movements of those wielding the cartographer's quill. While maps appear to offer factual guidance through the celestial bargain of data and representation, the reality before us stirs a notion wrapped in ideals yet porous with subjectivity. We seek the elusive promise of transparency, that enticing siren in whose embrace maps shimmer under the spotlight. Yet, who decides which truths to illuminate or shroud? Peering into this illusion, we glimpse how absence is as telling as presence. Maps become instruments for storytelling and ideology, a canvas where power dynamics play out in frames beyond our print and pixel, where secrets of place and significance gently float, whispering tales beyond the visible. At the helm of this delicate orchestration are the cartographers, those quiet guardians of perception who merit contemplative acknowledgement. Though unseen, their influence shapes the world as we know it, charting the terrain between knowledge and ignorance with a flick of the wrist. Here rests responsibility, resonating within the contours of coastlines and the silhouettes of mountains, sculpting not just the physical, but the interpretations that shadow within lines. It is a reflective dance, an exploration into the art of revealing the known and the unknown, defining and redefining the boundaries we tread. Each decision echoes across generations, informing the maps carried in our minds long after the sun has set on the drafts themselves. Maps, in essence and intent, are curated narratives, teetering between profound ethical considerations of inclusion and omission. When architects of maps decide which facets to cast in shadow, they contribute to the stories speaking through the silence of landscapes. These omissions, deliberate or circumstantial, knit themselves into larger tapestries of meaning, cultural legacies resting atop geographical narratives. Here, we confront an ethical inquiry of omission entrenched within power frameworks and echoed across historical arcs. In this dance of geographic curation, maps silently parade Dominion's dialogues, unfolding ideologies, unseen on cartographic pages, evolving to carry whispers of eras forgotten. Beneath etched grids and plotted markers, maps stand as archives of memory, encapsulating journeys of time and space. Yet altering these drawn capsules holds more than aesthetic consequence. It signifies shifts in the perception of heritage, history transcribed on the very fabric of these spatial records. Each stroke on a map not only defines terrain, but curates an era, weaving stories of places that might be lost or found. To touch a map is to engage in a grand editorial rite, where lines may be redrawn and stories rehabilitated or erased, casting their echoes into the vast silence from which memory draws its form. In this mapped cosmos, we spot the places shrouded in mystery, silenced archaeological wonders. These storied sites, quietly omitted from modern charts, beg the question of intentionality. Does erasing these vaults from view protect the gaze of modernity from truths unsettling? Or are these maps guardians of legacies too potent to awaken unchecked? In absence lies potential, waiting to unearth stories hostile to hegemonic hold. With maps, places persist, resisting archival shadows draped over them. They invite speculation and reverence, forcing contemplation about the very act of not acknowledging, of considered concealment, and the curious dance between what is known and what must remain unspoken. Our journey with maps urges us to weigh their power as political instruments. Under the guise of impossible neutrality, they serve as quiet heralds of conflict and peace alike. Wars are painted across their rendering as battles fought with lines to demarcate identity, to enshrine claim. Political charts become battlegrounds where nations hold negotiations across fluid lines, whether it is expansion, delineation, or redemption. Reading these politico-topographical performances demands more than observation. It commands a soulful introspection of power's choreography, anchored in maps that articulate the fluidity of nation and the volatility of all they contain. Maps record the evolving landscape of geopolitical discourse, but they also conceal the secretive art of redrawing boundaries under the silence of secrecy. These invisible lines denote changes with far-reaching ramifications, carving the world anew while the unknowing public turns its gaze elsewhere. Where such shifts transpire, we witness the art of exchange, a battleground masked by bureaucratic shadows, unseen yet deeply felt. Here lies the faint ripples of power dynamics shifting silently, whispering along borders that ebb at the edges between revelation and reticence, always holding a tapestry of allegiances and intentions vital in their silence. In every altered line, stories of ownership exert themselves, territories layered with cultural and economic implications far beyond their physical borders. When digital maps do not fully showcase the reality of ownership threads, they prompt questions of jurisdiction, a reminder of the unseen architectures commanding our vision. Like unfinished paintings within these translucent portrayals, the dance of dominion stretches, bearing the weight of colonial echoes on every cartographer's brushstroke. Behind omitted features, the world charts its tangled tapestry between rights and the unseen dominions nested in geography's naive embrace. The emergence of digital technology sings the promise of unbridled freedom and precision, yet within this realm, realities transform beneath the artist's brushes, where designs evolve beyond truthful renderings into devices of intent. This fertile ground offers both the visionary and the misleading twin forms, factuality inscribed beneath the layers of possibility. Here, maps shed their neutrality, morphing into actors themselves, casting the world not in reflection, but in the act of fiction. Digital cartography augments the world with constructs both pliant and radical. In its pattern of complexity, it stitches and restitches the tale of land and knowing, weaving reality into fiction anew. Nestled within the realms of multispectral imaging lies an unparalleled potential, opening truth's vault as secrets swim invisible to the human eye. In the spectrum, we catch glimpses of invisible contours painting the unseen world. Beneath each revealing hue, a secret resides, silent yet bold, revealed but veiled. Cameras slice through fabrications, providing views transcending the surface, a reality layered as visible only to seekers of light. With each revealed fragment, questions arise of the knowledge hidden in view, leading us toward the boundary's edge where perception grapples with the unexplained. Maps whisper stories beyond navigation. They encapsulate and infuse cultural narratives, reverberating with echoes of identity. Territory in cartographic spheres extends beyond mere function to embody lore and legends. Mappings transport memories and beliefs, drawing histories atop generations, marking heritage while foreshadowing tomorrow's designs. In this cultural dance, mappings become acts of celebration, a quieter underpinning revealing the sacred art of belonging, carrying narrative blessings and whispers of the past into the geographical present. In shadowy recesses, we uncover secret maps reserved for clandestine eyes, bearing the weight of concealed intentions. These shadow cartographies persist, overlapping with public terrain through enigmatic channels. As specters, they stand beyond regulation, evoking the hush of myths. Enigmatic by method, they play a hidden game, tracing maps not on the Earth's skin, but rather its mysterious architecture. Mapped only in the half-light, these places reside in the domain of dreams unspoken, uncharted, waiting for wanderers venturing between the known and the unknown. Together, spiritual practices infuse cartography, their marks resonating with the symbols of otherworldly designs. Each compass point, mysterious and gracious, reaches out beyond the earthly into the numinous, a divine revelation crafted within intentional strokes. These mappings transcend typical frameworks, inviting us to explore terrains whispered throughout ether, paths traversing between the mystic and the fact. A melding of reality with spirituality transforms maps into enriched tales where esoteric truths permeate through time, casting guides beyond the rudimentary into the infinite spaces of boundless maps. Maps and media are forever blended. The fire web of stories threads landscapes across digital and printed tapestries. Warped by these towering imaginations are terrains presented not merely as objective depictions, but tales steeped with narrative allure, beckoning travelers toward their woven realms. Through these lenses, maps evolve, sculpted as canvases juxtaposed to tales vivid and profound. Imagined templates captivating audiences worldwide, mapping a landscape ever morphing between telling and experiencing as media and geography unite. Forged among the clicks of social media are new territories, personal geographies sculpted by endless sharing. Each tag, a staking of claims in digital terrain, reshapes maps beyond demarcated bounds, forging new landscapes coalescing within mind and median. A boundless unfolding occurs, maps expanding their reach through social conversion, mining discoveries shared superficially, but resonating profoundly. In collective hands, maps evolve as countless droplets gather from shifting social shores towards a tsunamic cartographic future, a tale each tweet writes of shared exploration through life's ever-widening journey. In the expansive realm of cloud-based mapping, ethical considerations surface where guardianship defines inclusion and cloisters potentials in data's ethereal webs. Maps dwell in digital ether, continually weaving worlds via intangible strands of access and privilege. These specters haunt the promise of open pathways while encountering barriers of data representation. In the embrace of cloud-curated canvases, we navigate a domain caught between tool and tether, grappling with acts that shape what is seen, questioning the guardians, influencing perceptions and tools imagined as liberating the eye. Amid landscapes shaped under the gaze of militarized maps, geopolitical boundaries transform beneath the strategies formed within shadowed corridors. In these charts of discord, knowledge flares like guiding sparks under mystical shrouds. Patterns weave along tracks unknown, hidden yet suspiciously observed, where a border encases fact, holding continents in their grasp. Here, maps evolve, transforming the stage for peace or hidden contestations, guiding unseen factors across perception and prerogative. A path hinting at an unseen reasoning harmonized in secrecy's lull. As whispers guide the discourse surrounding globalization, maps outline territories nestled amid shared prospects while revisiting flags placed in erstwhile lands. These visual conductors maintain negotiations exuberantly trading traditions of the world, forming inroads where maps guide global landscapes. A narrative harnessing canals of commerce and residence, swaying with cartographic incantations. Revelations illuminate spans demarcated, girding newfound opportunities through vast absorption, guiding transparency tempered but true, envisioned across terrains that prosperity crosses without heed and with ease. Residing within private collections are maps that speak volumes behind vaults, a haunting presence within the crowded mosaic. The intrigue beckons us toward those lines not delineated in public spaces. A gentle storm of secrecy, painted in exclusivity, engaging viewers questioning life on the uncharted fringes. Trepidation remains within lines, demarcated within closed reaches, summoning souls dwelling on shadow's edge within unrestrained topographies. In these maps unseen, the promise fills with rich allure as stories caress each line, painting terrain crafted only in silence. Universities, bastions of hidden knowledge, engage in their formidable quest to chart unmapped terrains. These academic institutions stand as bridges of inquiry, weaving maps of intellectual discovery contoured by probing insights and lingering mysteries, curated though panels and podiums as stairways to expanded discernment. Within scholarly walls, the inquiry persistently uncovers evidence advancing our collective understanding, where sacred academic pursuits press the thresholds of interpreted ideas and geographical mysteries, a convergence where dreams foster substance and enrich the collective essence of known and unknown spaces. As we stand at the concluding steps of this journey, we are enveloped in the notion that maps, far beyond mere tools for navigation, are portals leading us into the vast, intertwined dance of history, unseen power, and cultural narratives. They speak of mysteries that persist below their surface, threading stories of land and lore across time. By contemplating the hands that shape them, we find ourselves within a grand inquiry, challenging the perceptions of place and truth. Thus, we leave with questions that echo beyond the edges of maps, beckoning us toward the shadows of knowledge unexplored, as if whispering, softly and persistently, that the world before us holds depths and intricacies far richer and more mysterious than cartography alone could reveal.